Damage is lackluster. Most melee carries in the game that are popular have a gap closer, right? They have a blink, like anti-mage has a blink, PA has a blink, Ricky has a blink, and then other melee carries have an ability that goes like jump, heal has phantom rush. All of these melee carries that pro teams seem to like have a way of connecting Void with time walk. It's honestly maybe in some ways it's one of Jugger's biggest weaknesses is a melee carry. That's the problem he has. He can't catch up, right? Sven can set up himself with a stun.
You at least have a ton of move speed now.
Yeah.
With Jug, with the shard, with the talents, with
it
the build
helps.
in general.
It helps. Slark has pounce, right? Spectre has dagger and haunt.
Gue juga mau
I've just
nobar.
gone through all of the melee carries, and they literally all have a way of connecting on the enemy heroes except Jugger.
That's true. So I think Spectre's going to be a big hero this time.
Yeah, it is.
We've been seeing a lot of Falcon Blade or Echo Saber that gets taken apart into Ags is like second item every game in this year, and then sometimes even Orchid, like really weird stuff that I'm not used to seeing. So interested to see how Spectre fares in this tournament. That could be one that everybody thinks is really good that ends up being maybe overrated.
That's true. That could definitely be one of them. That new build for Hex though is very interesting.
Yeah.
I remember I played a pub game. I think it was actually PSG LGD's Ame in that game, and I wasn't familiar with that item yet.
PR apa Ki? PR pekerjaan rumah. Tidur dia. Capean ya.
Orangnya ada di Discord kan, gue pikir Discordnya nyala kan, gue pikir ada orangnya.
Tidur dia. Masih ada stream gua lagi anjing. Apa? Lagi nonton main gua. Goblok kok New World sih?
It was.
Yeah. So that was the game where they had like 4 halberds,
quad stack disarm.
and we forgot that the Ags actually disarms for some ungodly reason. Right. They just add like literally every mechanic in the game. Oh yeah, it didn't.
Menang siapa Ki? Menang T1 lah ya.
Iwan lah gila.
Kita pendukung T1 anjing, bodo amat lawan siapa.
Betul. Gue sih kemarin ada ngobrol-ngobrol sama Kenny juga berapa hari lalu.
Oh.
Ya.
Lagi oke.
Biasa. Ya dia ngechat gua awalnya kan. Gila udah rank 60 katanya. Pas gue bilang kan. Ya gua nanya-nanya gimana hasil scrimnya. Ya dia bilang nggak not bad lah katanya lah pokoknya lah. Nggak.
Dia scrim sama
enak gua ngomongnya.
Siapa aja?
Gua nggak nanya itu sih, cuman yang gua tanya itu cuma satu, karena menurut gua kan LGD paling strong kan. Cuman pas gua tanya itu dia bilang sih dia nggak pernah 2-0.
Oh, lawan LGD.
Ya, selalu satu sama lah.
Metanya masih cocok dia main kayak gini. Strong laning, snowball, farming doang kan efek.
Cuman kayaknya T1 hero pula nggak akan terlalu banyak sih kayaknya.
Iyalah. Dari kemarin kan kayak gitu mainnya.
Iya.
Pool nggak banyak. Yang penting itunya apa? Hero-nya pas aja tuh.
Iya.
Dia kayak komposisinya selalu ada gitu loh. Jadi kayak nggak pernah lacking gitu. Stabil kadang-kadang. Stabil draftnya. Selalu ada ini siapa sih namanya kayak hero yang kayak ibarat kata lu dia kuncinya di carry kalau menurut gua. Carry-nya yang paling penting itu. Carry-nya yang bawa ke late game punya asuransi gitu. Rata-rata ya. Kayak bisa comeback mulu kan dia kan.
Jago gitu.
Iya.
Iya.
Empatannya mah hero batek aja nih.
Iya.
Karena satunya kayak yang waktu itu main LS segala macam kan anjing dari 1 lawan 5 ngentot. Padahal dibantai-bantai. Emang hero-nya ini.
Tapi dia draft kuku emang itu sih emang bagus sih draftnya sih. Begitu dibantu March lagi kan.
Ini dari tadi ngoceh apa sih anjing nggak mulai-mulai goblok.
Udah jam 2 lewat padahal.
Mau sambil main New World dah.
Itu game apaan sih?
game MMORPG sandbox gitu.
Right?
Yeah.
If there was a crowd
Ah,
and half the team goes to the
Best
stadium,
Midlander
the other two
Cina,
stay,
nothing to
that
say
could be
walaupun dia
an
Malaysia.
advantage of sorts for people.
Right. If you
But
got
now that's
very
kind,
nerfed.
for the most part, that's out the window.
Mhm.
So it's more a disadvantage than anything to be
Right.
separated from your team.
I would say now, like even that is maybe a bit of a stretch of
Oh
argument in general.
shit.
Like
yang balik
pulling
bootcamp baru si
your
Wenlung
team
doang,
right
Ran.
up
Iya,
against
belum pada balik.
playing with your team.
Awalnya ada turnamen tanggal
Disini
10
group
kan.
stage.
Kayaknya nggak
Yeah,
jadi
it's
deh
actually
turnamennya
irrelevant.
kampret.
But now that
Oh,
we're
turnamen
playing
apaan?
without a crowd this year,
Yummy?
because again of COVID restrictions,
Oh,
and that whole
bukannya lah,
package.
itu bukannya masih main ya, Mei ya?
For these two teams,
Udah
absolutely
kelar,
is
say.
just unfortunate and it's a disadvantage.
Yang season 2-nya udah kelar.
Udah.
But yeah, we're still waiting on a little
Oh,
bit of info
oh
here.
belum kelar, cuman kelar besok
But
tuh.
if the correct stream
Emang
will
iya?
have a delay,
Iya.
you can talk about whatever you want.
Sisa
How's the weather treating you?
LBZS.
What's the weather?
I'm very
LBZS,
You are.
Polaris,
You're the only one.
sama ini Lilgan lagi lawan Ground Zero. Yang menang lawan LBZS.
That you have no variance in your life
Hmm.
whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or that I'm dishonest.
Or you could be lying, actually. You could be lying about a lot of things, but I guess we won't go there. Okay,
Lama
so
woi, mulai
let's talk
woi.
about a couple of heroes that we think might make a splash.
Apa ki hero imbanya?
We're looking at
Tini.
the field list here. I'm not looking into a
Ini?
camera that doesn't exist.
Tini,
Udah gitu flexible
Weaver.
pick lagi. Weavernya juga flexible pick masalahnya.
Tini, Weaver.
The game is gonna be
Tapi kalau gue
observed
bilang
by
T1 sih
JJ.
pasti ada Doom sih anjing. Somehow,
JJ's highest level Dota Plus hero is
some way.
Doom.
Wait, does he?
Doom itu
mungkin-
dia
mungkin
demen
Puck
pakainya.
Eh,
Dia demen
That's
pakainya.
what
Pak
Kappa
juga
basically
juga
that's-
bagus
Iya.
sih sekarang.
I'm
He only
not
has
gonna-
3,000
Gak tau kenapa
shards.
Age nggak demen
We all
banget
know
aja
there's
main
nothing
Pak.
to
Si
say shard
Wenlung
with.
doang
He
yang
just
main Pak.
doesn't have
He got
Dota
you.
Plus.
He got you.
Kayaknya
the
nggak
break you
mau
wanted.
main
Oh,
Pak.
I think
alright. I apologize for playing me pimp.
Dah,
Ngedesah
ada ya.
mulu anjing kalau
Your,
ini.
uh,
Desah mulu anjing.
Your-
Kalian
your-
anjing.
And very soon. Once we're off camera. Absolutely.
Mau
Okay, what do you
ngapain
think?
udah.
So let's do some like psychological analysis here.
My favorite.
A player who has
Sedih gua.
Underlord as his highest level Dota Plus hero. What does that say about that person?
That they're disgusting human beings.
Okay. He got you your favorite beverage.
Underlord as
Not your favorite beverage, but
I
the one you
consider
wanted.
myself a disgusting human being, so it could be considered
What's your
a
highest level
compliment.
Dota Plus hero?
Pangolier.
It's okay.
By far, by the way. By
Uh-huh.
far.
What's mine?
I was going to say Clockwork.
Yep, that's true. What's the other one? I have two 25s.
Anjing
give
itu
me the
orang
attribute?
main
Int.
Dota sampai level
Int.
25 butuh apa?
Boy, it would be an int hero, wouldn't it?
Yes.
This is very interesting content. This is TI-10 group stages, by the way. This is why they brought us.
Still not sure what the holdup is. I'll be
Gua-
honest.
Go back to the
Gua
heroes.
aja belum
Okay.
ada Master Hero
Sorry.
anjing. Lu nggak ada
Is
gak
it
kayak Master
Jakiro?
Ki?
Oh my god, no.
Apa yang levelnya udah master?
Iya.
Silver at most.
Enggak ada.
I
Sama
like the
gua
hero.
juga.
Gue ini juga sebenarnya apa? Gua kan nggak ada yang itu. Apa?
That's
Kok
a
nggak
good
ada yang
guess.
itu?
No.
Okay,
It's
I don't
Winter
know.
Iya lagi kayak
Oh,
tahun lalu gitu gua nggak Dota Plus
Wyverns.
gitu.
I actually
Ya,
think
gua
that's
Dota
another
Plus
hero,
buat nge-avoid
that
orang
could be
doang,
making a
anjing.
little bit of a comeback here. It was
Iya.
really insane for like
Black
2
tuh harus
months
gua
with the
avoid
healing build,
ngentot Black.
and then they got nerfed
Block.
very hard.
Black?
The talent
Iya.
got nerfed, and
Radus.
Yang main di saya dia.
cooldown, I believe. The
Lu nggak pernah
percentage-based
ketemu?
healing got
Radus,
nerfed, so I think
Radus.
there's ways about that.
RAD.
Oh,
Actually,
Radus.
Radus itu
is
Black.
kind of a-
Iya.
the cooldown of Arctic
Oh.
Furnace is
Anak
low,
lonte.
which is one of the hero's biggest
Baru
weaknesses.
tahu gua.
Liliang was just not good.
Keselin banget
I
anjing
think we're
suruh
gonna
dia
see this
main
hero quite a bit,
kalau dia nggak
especially
main
in the
core
second
gitu,
phase, when
anjing.
teams are starting to pick
Cuman main mid sama main
to show
ini
carries.
apa?
It's
Main
very
mid
good
sama
here
main
against
carry
multiple
doang. Itu
lineups,
aja
it's good against
pas-pasan
physical
bangsat.
damage.
Radus.
That could be something.
Gue baru tahu itu Black anjir.
Every TI.
Trigger
Oh,
banget
that's
gue
a
liat
good
dia main
question.
anjing.
Can you name both?
Io, Earthshaker.
There were some TIs without IO. Okay,
Every TI.
Earthshaker is a good one, but that's not the two I'm thinking.
Okay.
S cok
Yeah.
S.
Core here. Core.
Woi,
Come
mana
on.
nih nggak
Talking
start
about sports,
anjing?
For God's sake,
Yeah,
who
lama,
do you think's talking right now?
You're literally asking me which heroes is every TI. I named 3 of them. You're like they're all
Morphling
wrong. Naga
and
Siren.
Naga. Yes, the two.
Yeah, they're both kind of played.
A lot, you think? Or
I think Morphling would be played more.
they did buff the aspect, like after nerfing this horribly.
Wait,
with
S
Earthshaker,
Morphling kayak
combo,
gitu.
they actually buffed it
It-
semi-real.
That is making
Morphling kayak
Yeah.
mungkin
It is
bakalan
one of the
lumayan
top
di-pick juga sih Ran,
expensive
gara-gara
TIs,
IS,
to be
terus
Iya.
honest.
SB
Just
juga
because
masih itu
not
kan.
only is
S
the
Morphling.
enchant totem interaction is good again, but Shaker as a hero is just better. He got buffed in multiple ways as a support primarily, so I could see it. I think one of the teams in this game, I think T1 is one of the teams that would play something like this, would be more likely. But I
T1
think
kan demen
IG
tuh
in the
AS
past have
morphing.
also played Morph Shaker.
Eh,
The reason I'm gravitating toward T1 is that there was a phase when this was like all the craze in SEA. It was the major that, who was it that won that major? It was last year by playing a lot of Morph Shaker. I can't remember. TNC. TNC played Morph Shaker a lot at that event and won that major. Out of SEA. I believe it is SEA's only major win, if I am not mistaken.
You know what here we're not going to see? Axe.
You know?
More so because I'm disgusted by
he's gonna
getting rid of that shard.
Seb is playing
Very
TI.
sad.
We're
That's
gonna see
true.
Axe.
Seb is the
We'll see
only one
Axe.
that's going to play
He has
Axe.
to do it for brand purposes. Like whether they
Part
win,
of his contract.
whether they win or not, he has to pick
Yeah,
Axe so that they can make a tweet about it.
I mean, honestly, just picking as a fear tactic is a thing. People kind of underestimate the aspect of Dota or any esport game for that matter. But just being known for something and letting it through, that's something to fear for sure. I don't think you're allowed to type to the teams. Oh, JJ.
Sorry, JJ. See, that's the secret. That's what you do. You have the observer. I have the observer on in the lobby, and then I can write in his name.
That's right. So
And then he takes the
to
blame.
update people, obviously some delays, but this is going to be the
Gila
group
ya,
stage.
tim
Eventually,
yang
we'll
gugur
get
di grup
started.
stage saya
T1
100
versus
ribu,
IG.
anjing.
And for the two respective groups, the last place
TI
stage
sih.
over will be eliminated from the
Gila.
tournament. We're down to I believe
Auto
16
tajir.
teams, which is the normal amount. And then we go to the real good stuff.
And top 4 start in the upper bracket.
Yeah.
And 5th through 8th start in the lower bracket. And if it, I believe the format this year for TI is fully identical to last year, if I'm not mistaken. It's the exact same group size. It's the same amount of games. And when we get to the playoffs, I believe round 1 of the lower bracket is best of ones.
Tapi ini
And
T1
everything else
di
is
grup stage-nya bisa sih harusnya sih
that's
upper
how it's
bracket sih.
been at TI for
Bisa.
years. So obviously,
Chance-nya
if
gede
you
banget.
are one of the
Di
teams
atas
that
50%
starts
anjir
in the
ini
lower
chance-nya.
bracket, which
Buat
8
upper
teams
bracket.
will,
Oh, paling siapa sih?
you're playing a
Berapa tim
single
sih?
game elimination game to start, and that is
Apa?
scary.
Berapa tim sih yang grup A-nya?
Historically speaking,
9.
it's interesting when it comes to these
9.
elimination games that
Iya.
now we're obviously getting ahead of
Siapa
ourselves a
sih?
little bit,
4
but
OG, VP,
it's a little
paling
bit
OG,
telling about
VP.
mentality in the game.
Alliance, EG,
A
IG.
lot of the times we're expecting, oh, we're going to
Aster.
best of ones, teams are going to like cheese or try to do some sort of pocket strat.
Ada
Mostly what
Thunder
teams
Predator.
gravitate
juga sih,
towards
ngentot.
is actually stable stuff.
LGD di B
They
ya,
don't
tapi?
take
Iya, grup stage-nya
huge risks.
imbang tahu A sama B.
Iya,
Which
iya,
I
iya.
consider a mistake, by the way.
Yeah,
I think
understand.
they
I can
should be
definitely
going
understand that.
yellow. Yeah.
And I guess also it depends on which team you are. If you feel like you've got a bad matchup, then maybe
B-nya
you
sih
take that
ngeri-ngeri
risk
sedap juga
at that
anjing.
point.
Yeah.
But
11, Secret.
interesting stuff. But that's
Fake.
obviously a few days away. We've got 4 days of group stage. There's a lot of games today, tomorrow, and the day after. And then the 4th day is shorter, unless there's tiebreakers, which could then fill out the day afterwards. I do believe we could still get in a tiebreaker situation. TI
Iya,
doesn't
nih,
have tiebreaker rules, at
140.000
least.
orang menunggu.
Unless there's something I'm not aware of here.
Babi.
We've always had tiebreakers for upper bracket and for elimination. So if 3 teams have the same
Ada apa
score,
sih?
we don't just
Anjing,
flat out
dasar
use head-to-head
start
and
terus,
eliminate a team.
bos.
They play another round of best of ones to
That's correct,
this
and
actual
that's
stage.
how it's been for many years now.
And that
Absolutely.
could very well become relevant. When you have 2 groups with 9 teams in them, the chance that there's a tie for either last or 4th is pretty high. So we might have the same amount of games on day 4 as we do today.
You know, while we have time here, we might as well talk about our general predictions for the tournament.
I thought you were going to say our autograph pack.
Yes, buy our autograph packs. They're very well. His is okay. Mine is. If you're into old man, that's the one you want. Just trying to get fired on day 1. But anyway,
that's good.
predictions for the tournament. You picked LGD to win.
Yep.
You went with the favorite because right now, going into it, they are the favorite.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that.
Having said that, historically speaking, the favorites don't win TI.
That's not true.
It's very true.
The favorites won TI3, they won TI6, and depending on your perspective, also won TI7.
Most TIs, the front runner does not win.
But
as
the
I
last
said.
2 were not won by the favorites, which
itu
you know is
kapan
reasonable.
ya yang
Most
TI
TIs have not
yang
been
VP
won.
lagi
But you're
strong
going
banget
with the
gitu,
favorite.
I
tapi
mean, it's
kalah
also
terus
1
gitu.
out of 16 to 18 teams. If the favorite
Sinner,
won, that's
did-
mathematically really unlikely.
This is a
That
Kapan
binary
lagi ya?
game. I'm
TI
just stating a fact.
TI
It's not like
7 gitu.
the fact that you're
TI.
arguing this makes it more.
Yang kayak, oh anjing nih
Enjoy.
VP nih kan, undefeatable anjing,
Yes,
menang
that's
19.
Iya,
I
TI
missed,
7
another
kayaknya.
TI-nya
front
kayak
runner per se
anjing.
in EG. I know
Yep.
it's the NA bias.
Yang masih
They have a
itu
very
kan
good
solo sama Lil kan?
Iya.
this year.
They have been
So-
the most
TI
consistent
7
team
itu.
the entire year.
Yeah.
Period. And
Um,
they have a lot of experience. I mean, I think they're going to be like top 4 regardless, and I'd be shocked if they're not top 4.
it's very likely. I think this whole thing about being shocked if a team doesn't get top 4, I think when it comes to TI, you always have to appreciate and understand that the level of play year after year after year goes up and the field closes.
Yeah.
So I think the chance that you just have a team where you're like, okay, this team is a lock for top 4, I just don't think it exists anymore. I think even the favorites right now could get 5-6, even 7-8 if they have a bad run. I would say 5 years ago that was almost impossible. Like they were just
Iya,
they were
sekarang
just
lebih
too much
imbang lah.
better to fail.
Yeah.
But now I think no one is safe, which is super exciting, obviously. But it's also a good storyline that there is still teams that you consider favorites because it gives us something to really look out for. And obviously, whether these teams crush or fail, it's very telling about the tournament as a whole. But once again, we got to get some games going before we really get there. But I think in most people's minds, just the community at large as well, I think PSG LGD was the most picked team as favorites in the prediction by like, I think 40+% picked LGD as the winner, which is really high in a field of 18 teams. I think EG might have been second most picked. Then I think maybe OG is up there from like a I don't know if we should call it a wild card perspective. They've won the last 2 TIs, right? But this has not been their year. It's just not been OG's year.
I mean, having said that, was it both TIs or one in particular? The first TI they won, they were actually quite bad before TI.
They went in like the power rankings.
Some
power
people
rankings had them last.
Yeah.
And then they won
Oke,
the whole thing. And they
Oke
just
kayaknya
picked up
ini
so
deh.
much steam through the qualifiers.
Kalau misalnya nggak ada
It's all
Ana
about
sama
finding matches
Jerax
like
kayak
DC, finding the momentum, 'cause we were garbage.
Tapi
We
masih
lost
ada
every
Sep
tournament,
sih.
let me tell you.
iya.
But
Dia
just find the right
kalau
momentum at the right
misalnya
time.
masih
All about,
menang
like,
tahun ini
mental
sih
space,
berarti yang
mental
bikin menang
capacity,
Sep sama Notel
just
anjing.
keeping your headspace in a
Iya.
good place. But
And that's why it's so hard to call a tournament like this, is because there are so many pitfalls to overcome along the way. You're playing a 9-team group stage. It's unlikely you don't drop games. We have had TIs where there's been flawless group stages, but where sometimes that hasn't even led
Woi,
to a
ini
win
udah
or even a
mau
top 3.
delay
Udah
setengah
mau
jam nih.
maghrib nih, bos.
Ah?
Udah mau maghrib nih, bos.
Asu amat sih.
I want to say.
So there we go.
And at TI3, Alliance had a flawless group stage and won, actually. That's the only time that has happened, I believe. At TI6, Wings went like, I want to say 10-2 in groups or something like that. TI5, EG also had a great group stage, but I don't think it was flawless. But anyway.
It doesn't happen very often.
Right. Because the
Thompson
level of
nggak
play is so high,
dianggap.
it's unlikely to go through without any losses. And that's why I'm
Thompson
saying
sih
there's things to overcome along the way.
ada
You
lah
need to
Thompson.
deal with
Cuman
losses,
kayak
you
yang
need
bikin
to learn
menang
the right
itu dua
things,
kan.
and obviously you need to bring your
Iya.
A game
Banyak
when it
miracle-nya
matters in the
Cok
playoffs,
Ana.
and you need to avoid fast, so you get to the playoffs.
Let me ask you this question.
Harusnya
really
dari
wondering,
tadi
what's
nih.
your favorite food?
Nggak mulai-mulai tapi.
Enak
Actually,
bener ya
it's a
orang main
long question,
Dota,
'cause it's gonna take you
main cuman pas
actually
CI doang, udah gitu main langsung lolos CI.
Such a good question.
Iya jing. Kesian yang
Anjing.
orang
It's a good
tryhard
question.
bertahun-tahun bangsat.
Iya.
something that
Baru
has a satisfying
Ngeliatnya sih kayak
Oh.
anjing nih orang apa sih?
It takes an hour.
Main
Ternyata
Dota
ini
cuman TI
talent
doang
gitu.
kan.
satisfying and
Iya.
Okay, I'll really
Ah,
think hard
so
about
what
what my
talents
favorite
look
food is,
like.
and then I hope I impress you.
Thank you, Cinder.
I'll
We're
come up.
really hitting the depths of this
Fuck
conversation. Let me tell you that.
Yeah,
right
thanks. I mean,
By the way,
who's dragging it down though?
no, that's again depending on perspective. No update on what's going on right now. Cinderin, who is pretending to be Pimp Munkle,
Yep.
in the chat, asked what is happening about 10 minutes ago and zero response.
It makes a lot of sense though. He's probably muted, just like in all his pub lobbies. They didn't see that he wrote it.
That's true. That is quite unfortunate. Okay, well, what else do you want to talk about, Cinder? Okay, how about this hero? So Venge.
Dia orang kenapa
Sorry,
sih kayak
ESL
ngedelay
specifically,
gitu anjing? Lama.
It was LGD just playing the crap out of
Oh,
her.
ngerti.
offline.
Ih,
She
Dota
was
gua kok koordinator ya asu.
Yeah.
She was nerfed a bit, but it wasn't like the biggest
Gimana
nerfs ever.
cara
I believe,
bikin
the biggest
polling?
thing was
Oh,
the move
bisa ya.
speed
Of the
reduction while you're in that
Mana-mana.
ult. So you're still faster.
And the old getting a health bar.
Gara-gara Dota koordinator sih. Dota lu koordinator gak?
Yeah, nerf. That's so fun.
Will we see her as
Iya koordinator.
Yes.
consist like
I actually
gara-gara
Tunggu
Dota
sampai
sih
main
kayak.
New World.
okay?
Wok wok
potentially
wok
first
wok
phase.
wok.
I think even after the nerf, what often happens
New
with
World,
nerfs
New
is
World.
that some
Udah
teams
AFK
can
nggak
lead
main
and
Dota
then
gue
other teams take a little
selama
while to catch
berapa
on.
hari.
And the last tournament that
Oh.
they won in obviously finished relatively
nikmat
shortly
anjing.
after.
Fresh banget otak gua ngentot begitu main Dota lagi kan.
I
Oh
do think other
anjing.
teams have caught on
Rasanya
here and some other top
but
tier
lu
players
tau
have
gak kalau
also
kelamaan main Dota butek
proven
anjing.
Iya iya
like
iya iya
Kayak
iya. Benar
than
benar.
some of the
lu
other
saking
players
seringnya
too.
main Dota
Yeah.
itu repetitif
So
dan
I
lu
could see
kayak
being
udah
first phase pick. I could
udah pakai
definitely
insting
see
mainnya.
this.
Lu kalau misalnya
Again,
break gitu
if you're
kan
talking
2
about
hari gitu nggak lihat
expecting the
anjing.
ag
Oh
to be
ternyata
something
gampang
just
banget ya main
amazing,
Dota
there's a
gitu.
lot of strategies, a lot
Lu
of
kalau lihat
Benar benar benar.
mapnya kayak nggak buram gitu loh otak lu kayak
um,
oh ternyata begini. Oh iya
or
ini
Iya.
gini gitu
terribly
kan.
strategies against
Kalau terus-terusan sih
Wah
panas anjing
anjing
otak.
langsung
their ability
ngeslap
to
anjing.
avenge.
Apalagi
Yeah,
gua red
another
day itu,
hero that was
anjing
really
ngeslamnya
hot
main
during
untuk
the
main ya,
last
bukan
phase
main
of
untuk
tournament,
menang,
if you wanna call
main
it that.
cuman main aja.
Yep.
Got picked
Yang penting main meta ya udah.
like
Iya.
11 times and won 10 out of the
Unstoppable
11.
ding, gua sering
He
banget
was
tuh.
buffed.
Ah, segame
Not
lagi ah
nerfed.
mandi.
Well, he got nerfed first.
Ngentot
Then
mandinya jam 8
Blood,
malam
yep.
anjing.
and then obviously Snacks got nerfed a bit as well,
Yeah.
so that would affect him with his new ability, Burning Barrage. Do you expect to see him?
Yes, for sure.
All right. Do you expect? I'm going to go through every single freaking hero until this game starts. For God's sake, will we see Broodmother? Everybody is dying to
Yes.
know. You're kidding.
We will see it.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna get picked at least one time.
I mean, I know it was buffed in the last patch,
It's
but
playable.
it
Broodmother,
was
Broodmother.
40% win. What is the win rate right now
All right,
in
I'll check.
pubs?
Yeah, so remember when it comes to these trends with heroes, right? A lot of players were Brood was like extremely good, and it was
Click on the hero first.
okay.
Does he? Can you not check this because he doesn't have Dota Plus? Go down, trends, there. We actually cannot look because Pimp Muckle has not been paid enough.
Maybe
to
that's
get
why
Dota
they're
Not
not
being
spawning
paid
in the
enough.
lobby. Maybe you unlock
like-
chat
Oh
when
yeah.
you get Dota Plus.
Yeah,
Kok
pay to
anak
chat.
anak
That
Tiwan
would actually be
berantem
a
gitu
pretty good
sama
feature
dengan
for
nonton
Dota.
drakor what?
That would lower the toxicity quite a bit.
Yeah.
Gangguan
And
indie
player
home
base.
aku anjing.
Wonderful.
Kan
Probably
coy.
Okay, so we can't see the win rate right here, right now. But as far as Brood goes in general, I would say this is the kind of hero who, you know, it was really good for a while. It was a first phase pick because it was that good. Then it got nerfed hard, and I think Brood is kind of back in that pigeonhole where you pick it like last or second to last.
Yeah.
But in
Yang
that's why
harus
it's a
lu
little bit
tanya,
dangerous to look at
Underlord
Brood
masih
sometimes
pickable
because
nggak
it takes
anjing?
a
Nggak
while
bisa
for
dimainin
players
itu
to
hero.
catch on to that. They're going to be picking it
Eh
too
tadi gue
early,
liat Avenged mana
more
Underlord tuh.
when they win.
Emang iya.
I've seen some
Iya.
games recently where players are starting
Colek
to grab it
anjing
a
ya.
little bit again.
Banyak hero yang lebih
In
bagus
the
itu.
very late stages of pub drafts, and it can still have its original
So-
impact just in a weaker
so you're
version.
saying
right?
it's a
Nggak tahu
cheese hero.
kapan pakainya selain
So it went from a cheese hero for
lawan
8 years, let's say.
Yeah,
apa ya?
probably.
Oh, probably longer than that because Dota won. If you want to take that.
Icon.
Iki kali.
Yeah.
Then for about 2
Icon
months,
aja nggak
he
terlalu
was picked
tau.
every game or banned.
Yeah.
Lumayan sih, actually lumayan sih. Kalau misalnya
It's not my
daripada
favorite hero design. I agree.
offline lain gitu.
No, I actually think it's.
Yeah.
Tapi
actually
mendingan
on the
tight
up,
anjing.
Believe it or not, I think
Jauh.
having cheese heroes is fun.
Iya,
Like
jauh-jauh
Depot,
kalau itu jauh.
you can consider that a cheese.
Kayak banyak yang, maksudnya
and it's a
dia
high skill
tuh
cap, and if it's good, it's
nggak
really
spesial
good.
gitu
And
lagi
I'm fine
jadi
with
ya.
it. Like, it should
Iya.
I don't
Nggak
mind
entah
having
kenapa
situations
kayak
where heroes
hero
like that
yang
might
lainnya tuh
rise
lebih
up
banyak
to
apa
another
mungkin
Like, right,
gara-gara
with a hero like
metanya
Brood,
kali
this
ya.
is the way it fundamentally
Metanya
changes
kayak
the
nggak
game.
cocok
Like
gitu.
very much, right?
Terus habis itu orang-orang udah pada pinter, udah pada pandai gitu. Maksudnya lu kalau ketemu Underlord ditabrak-tabrakin gitu. Zaman dulu kan satu Underlord nahan satu lane.
Eh,
Nggak
sekarang
diapa-apain
sih
gitu, susah kan.
bawa 4
Ngentot.
hero, 5 hero sih.
Ditabrak anjing.
Which made it honestly, I would say the first phase Brood that we just had was less of a cheese pick
Oh,
for that
dulu
reason.
satu Underlord nahan
But
lama banget tuh.
Now, later
Ah,
on
ditabrakin ya.
down the line, again, it just became. I think we're back to a spot now where its laning capabilities don't
Yeah,
compensate
Toby won.
enough anymore.
Gone.
So, all right, I
One
think we have an
hero.
update, Shannon.
There is a problem with hosting the games on the TI ticket, so they're updating it live, meaning coordinator will go up and down as they push patches. Okay.
Tech issues.
We are going to be here for the
GG.
foreseeable future, so apologies if you hate us, or just one of us, specifically Cinderin, of course.
There are other streams to watch.
No, don't switch.
If
now.
you're pulling your hair out, you're
Don't
like,
switch.
these guys are clowns, and not in a good way. There are other clowns
do
that
people
might
like
be in a good
do
way.
people like clowns?
Some people do.
I don't think that's true. Like
That is true.
when you say somebody's clowny, it doesn't like you don't think of a clown anymore because clowns are just considered scary by most people. I would say.
It got ruined by the movie industry.
By it. Did you know the name of it? Have you seen it?
The what? The
It.
specific clown.
Movie is called It.
Oh, I see. Well, was that the one that started that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, but because it's a trope now, right?
Yeah.
It's been in countless movies.
That's right, Cinder.
You can't have a scary movie anymore without a clown in it, basically. Clowns or dolls, every time.
The Dolls is over. I don't know where that one came from. It was like I forget the movie name. I would ask you, but wow, you knew it, Chucky. Is that what you said?
Okay, it was close.
What did you say?
I said Chuck.
I mean, that's the grown-up version of
Chuck.
Chucky. I have the life-size doll. I'm grown up now. That's pretty freaking scary. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's keep going through the.
Capek
Venomancer.
anjing
This one
dengerin
I'm
dia
actually
ngomong
unironically
nggak jelas ini
interested in
pepek.
because they changed the art percentage in
Hello,
the
guys.
way better, especially against really tanky targets.
What the
Will
fuck?
we see this here a little bit more often?
Yes, I think so. But I think again, it's a later pick in the draft for most teams because Venomancer has some inherently bad carry matchups. So you ideally want to see a couple of heroes from the enemy team at least before you feel confident. Number one standout bad lane matchup for this hero that I think we will see a quite decent amount of this tournament is Terrorblade. That lane is just awful for Veno. It's so bad.
Zeno, can we not see Terrorblade anymore?
Because of reflection. Like
Can
that's
we-
just it just ruins you.
Can we not see it? He's been at every tournament since Animajor. Like every other game is a Terrorblade game. This hero just seems really good.
It is one of the question marks I have about the metagame right now is how many carries are going to feel powerful, right? Because I think we both agree that when it comes to the offlane position and when it comes to the support position, there's a relatively wide array of heroes that feel interesting and good in their own right. I'm worried potentially that the carry role could be a little bit narrower than the other roles.
Which is why so many people want a new carry hero introduced. That would be sick.
Could definitely be happening. It's been, when was the last time we got an agi carry? I guess Monkey King.
Yeah, I think.
Oh ya
that is-
And
monkey
he's
ya.
like,
So the thing is though, like some of the heroes that have come out.
Oh
they
iya,
like carry.
monkey.
Hoodwink has an
Monkey,
ability
ya.
that's based off your base.
Lupa gua sama nih hero
And
anjing.
Ka
Tank
di nerf
Lear,
mulu
just the first
soalnya.
time reading it, like, oh, that proc
Yeah.
that could be a carry. Dawnbreaker, her Starbreaker, same. Actually, a lot of the heroes have the exact same ability. Mars as well with the Rebuke. Every hero has that same ability. What is the last hero that was released that does not have that mechanic? It might be
have a way of
Grimstroke.
proccing orbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Grim.
And Grim was years ago. Wow, that's
That was
actually-
TI7?
Void Spirit. It doesn't.
Void Spirit doesn't.
It
That's
doesn't
true.
proc, but
Void
it's
Spirit.
still like the ult is still it's a crit, right?
Void Spirit was from TI9 or 8? 9. Wait, what's the newest hero in the game? Dawnbreaker. Before Dawn was it Void? I think it was Void Spirit.
Snapfire
Hoodwink.
bangsat.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, she has the acorn shot.
So
Snap.
Void Spirit was
Pango.
TI9, and then we
Oh,
got
iya.
Hoodwink, and then we got Dawnbreaker.
Yeah,
Itu
So
apa
since
sih
TI9
namanya?
there's been
Hoodwing.
2 new hero releases.
I'll just assume that that's correct.
I think
yes.
that's the case.
It's hard to keep track.
Snapfire and Pango came in the same patch, right? Or the same like rough time frame.
No, it was Dark Willow Pango.
That's right.
I remember
Willow
the
Pango.
video
and
was great.
Then Snap later.
Snap came with, I think it was Snap Void Spirit together.
Oh, that's true actually. They were close to each other. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I assume Dawnbreaker was probably meant to be for TI10 because of the color scheme, but I don't.
Right.
We're-
and
we're
then
just,
Jagger pushed by a year.
We're just making stuff up. By the way, we have zero inside knowledge. You think anybody from Valve's going to talk to us after this performance? I mean, that's definitely not going to happen. Okay, let's keep going through the hero list.
I would imagine Valve. if
Ngomongin
they're looking for entertainment,
badut.
they're probably just watching another stream.
Ngomongin
So we're clear. We're safe here.
apalah.
That is
Uh,
actually
this-
very-
this is-
Ada aja nih dua.
I don't know,
Babi.
Shannon. I think parts of Valve like us.
just the minority.
There's so many things we talk about that get influenced in the game. They must be
That's
listening.
true.
They must be listening.
That is
There-
true.
there's no-
Yes.
But we don't know who's listening,
Many more to come as
and
well.
we don't know their involvement with his TI. So maybe it's the other people.
That's a good point. Will we see Lifestealer ads?
Do you want to actually just start alphabetically now? Yes. Go A to Z.
All right, A to Z.
A to Z prediction challenge.
Let's take it.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, I think every hero that has, and this not to be negative, Cinder, but
Mhm.
every hero that has a save will be
Giro
used.
Giro
So like
Giro
Abaddon,
sih kayak.
Apa?
Elsie, Shadow
Giro
King,
Giro.
all these type of heroes.
I like
Giro.
the thought process, I agree.
And I think
Predik gua
I
sih.
would like that to be changed a little bit somehow because they feel
Eh,
too
mana
critical in the pro scene. You know what I mean? Because they're always
Saves. Yeah.
some.
Predik
Oh,
gua
like
yang
Alec.
mau speak
I don't know how you do it,
most
though, like, I don't really have an
mau speak
idea,
SD kayak.
but it just feels like these heroes are always
Predik
played
gua sih
because
mau
of
speak mau
that.
sepeda gue isi girokopter anjing.
It's just like, it doesn't. slash any abilities together. You have one save, you're being played.
Lo harus cari yang kayak nggak iba-iba
With
banget tapi
ability
nggak
draft, you just got
kayak
auto
jarang
shield
di
and
ban
ult,
gitu.
and you could pick 2
Iya.
other abilities. People will
Kayak
kill
kalau
you.
mau speak ya.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that is.
Oh, will we see Master?
Yes.
Because that hero is very annoying.
JJ has that level 1
Okay,
in
so he's played it one game.
Dota Plus.
in
Let's see
probably
his
turbo mode.
stats. Oh, he has a good win rate on it actually.
But
Well,
it's
I
only
guess
level 1 though.
Anything can work in Hero.
So that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Not too surprising really. I did check his Broodmother win rate. He has played it I think 9 games.
Gila,
Wow.
T1
Unsurprising for an
90%,
Underlord specialist
nay.
that you would also play Brood.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously.
Sure.
What else
You
do we
want
expose
so
about
strong.
it?
T1
What's the most
fanboy.
disgusting hero in the
Iya,
game?
banyak
Viper,
T1
maybe?
fanboy.
Is he a Viper player?
T1 fanboy right
3 and
here.
2.
Okay.
That's
That's respectable
That's
actually.
respectable.
I have way more games on Viper.
Techies.
Uh-oh.
27 games. All right, at least his win rate's below 50.
Yeah,
so he's
that's
griefing
important.
everyone, including himself. So
That's
that's
good.
fine.
Still a hero I have. Wait, did you play it for A to Z? You must have.
I did. I was
have still
awful.
yet to play Techies
Yeah,
in
you
Dota 1 or
refused.
Dota 2.
You didn't want to play it.
I'm saving it for a very special moment, and it'll probably be my funeral. I'll probably play it as a replay. Me playing, which might be pretty sooner than I think. But yeah, yet to play it in Dota 1 or Dota 2.
Imagine people come to your funeral, and it's just a Techies replay, and that's it.
I mean,
Service is over.
I just want to entertain. You know?
That is not a good way to do it. I would not have picked that. What else is disgusting? What do you hate? You hate Lion.
I do. Yeah.
4 and 8.
Okay. What about
IG
Necro? I
win
actually
game
do like
1.
Necro,
Why
which
would
doesn't fit.
IG win
One
game
and
1
1?
and 6. Okay.
Does he have a positive win rate on anything else than Brew?
All right. What's just a generic hero that everybody plays okay? Like Wraith King or something.
Sure. 2 and 1.
Ini lama banget nih koordinatornya.
Last
Asu.
game was in 2018.
Less buttons, the
Katanya
better.
something wrong with
Lifestealer.
ticket man.
Lifestealer.
Ghoul Frenzy.
Gak bisa
Five and
nge-create,
seven.
nge-host
Yeah,
pakai
then 5
ticket.
and 7. Last game in
Yeah.
2014.
Okay, that was before all the passives came to fruition, so we can eliminate that.
People can play Sven, right? 3 and 6. JJ can't play Sven. All right, 2014.
Yeah. Man, I wish you guys could see the screen. That is the worst cosmetic I have ever seen. Why would you choose that for your hero? Oh, man.
That's good. I mean, it is the look of a hero you haven't played for 7 years. to be
Yeah,
fair.
that's true.
I
Those were
think that's
definitely released 7 years ago.
fine. Let's see. What would? Okay, let's just have a
I
guess.
cannot believe that this is what we're doing now. By
What
the
do
way.
I'm having a good time.
They they got invited to do this. Like, all right, thanks for coming. Appreciate
Welcome
it.
to the international. What does JJ play?
Lycan, let's do a hard here.
Lycan.
Something with
3 and
micro.
3.
Okay.
Last game 2015. Has he played a game since 2018?
I don't. That's a good question. He's been observing too much.
Oh.
Doesn't have time to play
He
anymore.
watched the. Oh, this is game from 2019 here.
Okay.
Dude, his
He
Underlord win
likes
rate is
Underlord.
beastly.
Yeah, 66%.
I'm so bad at this hero.
Yeah, me too.
Podcastnya
Hero
lama
just feels-
banget.
I don't know what
I
it
guess
is.
it's
Ya,
a
belum
good hero for
kelar-kelar
Observer,
soalnya.
because you kind of cast Firestorm, then you just stand and watch, right?
All right. Why
That's
don't we talk about
basically it.
Underlord's Aghanim Scepter, which you are the reason it's in the game. You can tell everybody now.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be a shard.
Well, you're no.
No,
you
I was
said you were
hoping it would
was
replace
BB.
his ult.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like.
Ya,
Dark
kalau
Scepter,
Aghanim
I
Scepternya
think conceptually-
Underlord
first of all, conceptually, I think
Shard
it's
sih
really
masih
fun.
bagus sih
But
anjing.
I think the current version, I think it's
Bagus
too
banget
expensive
malah.
probably to be a scepter.
So it's 4,000. So you basically put a teleporter, and then within
make a-
4,000 range, you make another teleporter, and your team can just go in and out.
You
right?
make 2 portals and then there's a 2-second channeling
How
time.
far
to
is
turn.
4,000 range, Syndrome?
1.5 Moron arrow.
4.200 kayak nggak worth it gitu sih.
Iya.
Anjing.
Terlalu
Kayak-
mahal anjing, gak nambah apa-apa.
4.200 sih.
Iya, stupid itu. Nggak jelas soalnya.
Okay.
Kayak nggak sinkron sama
It's like
apa hero-nya yang dibutuhin gitu loh. Kayak lu shardnya
Iya.
bisa ini sambil jalan. Apa kayak skill
That's it.
Aghanimnya kayak Radiance kayak meledakin mayat kayak apa kayak yang zaman dulu. Tahu kan lu yang meledakin mayat.
Aduh. Iya.
Jelek banget.
4.200 buat bikin
Iya.
portal sih.
Gak ada damage.
Maybe it's a bit too
It's
similar.
weird that he has Dark Rift and
Kidding
that
me,
adds,
bro.
I would not mind, and I think maybe that's part of the idea is that it's being like tried out as an Ags, and then maybe it could replace Dark Rift and become global at some point. And then you just need to rebalance like the way it works.
And
right?
then Ags becomes Dark Rift.
Anjay nobar.
The problem with
Bikin
a spell like Dark Rift is that for especially like low to mid-range skill in public games, it's just not an easy or rewarding spell to use in most situations, right?
Yeah.
And you want to make hero designs that are fun for everyone to play, and then it's fine that they're like better at a pro level. Like Dark Rift is an infinitely better spell in pro Dota than it is in public games. But even in pro games, you see Underlord games where it almost doesn't get cast the whole game, right?
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of a shame because the spell design is very cool, but it's also just very situational.
So it's funny though because the way that they balance him is Firestorm and Pit of Malice are insanely good.
Really good spells.
Like extremely good, and then you have an ult that in some cases like I say, is just irrelevant. Like it doesn't have any impact.
You
on
have
the
skill
game.
builds on Underlord where people don't get it until like level 11 or something.
Well, level 1 of that spell is almost useless anyway.
It's
the
very
delay
hard
is
to
so
use.
long.
It's hard to use.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a hero I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of love with the ult being changed a bit.
Which teams would play it? Maybe OG.
No.
I think whenever I think
team
Underlord, I
would
think
play it.
Seb actually. It's like there's not very many players that like this hero.
Other than JJ.
Apart from JJ, of course.
Yeah.
It has to be his highest win rate here.
JJ siapa sih?
You know what the hero and I'm most
Oh, he's 4-1
Huh?
in Tusk.
JJ siapa?
Can you click on Tide Hunter? Let's talk about Tide Hunter for a bit.
Nggak tahu gue.
8-3.
Gue nggak tahu yang dia orang ngomongin
I guess
JJ
strength
itu
hero.
tadi siapa.
Well, not life steal.
Let's find a strength hero he sucks at. Oh, he's good on a Baton too.
Al?
Is he just positive on every strength? Okay,
No,
he lost on
Axe.
Axe. Well,
Not good.
Ini
what
Sindaran
hero
sama
was-
siapa sih?
Oh, one of the games is in random draft. Yeah, he probably didn't even want it there. And
Very remembers it
Captain's,
vividly.
Captain's draft. That's
Apa
good
itu
though.
orang namanya?
2014.
Forgot that
It
existed.
had
Botak.
a bit of a hype
Siapa sih?
period
Botak
for
lah.
some reason.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah. Sure, that's going to become a big thing
Do
one
you
day.
think
Sunspan
Axe
bukan sih?
Shard
Sunsfan ya,
is
Sunsfan.
good? I know it's not.
After the change?
I know it's totally different, and it's not going to be
Varizh
played the same way,
keikutan
but
live.
is it a
Enggak
good
deh.
shard?
Yeah,
Capek
I think
katanya
so.
live.
Okay, why don't you
Mau
explain
offline
what it does?
Okay, so when you have shard on Axe, every
Gue mau
time
nonton
you
hahihi kan awalnya lu kan.
protect
Orangnya
it
gak ada
by
anjing.
20% for 6 seconds, and it stacks.
Pipmang
So
Pipmang
when this is really
JL
good is
kan
against, like, let's say,
JJ.
and it increases your chance to proc by 10%, by the way, but that's not new. That's what the old one.
Ah, nggak tahu.
It means that if you're playing against, for example, illusion carries like, let's say, Naga Siren or Terrorblade, if you're installing a lot of the illusions very quickly,
Moon
you can
TV.
mitigate their damage down to almost 0,
The
right?
fuck
Because
is
there's so many
Moon
procs,
TV?
Yeah.
including on the hero. So I think Axe, in theory, should be a very good hero against Terrorblade. In addition to how
So
it usually is, that should
It's not.
add
It's not
to
just
it, right?
base attack, right? It's all attack. I assume.
I think it's all damage.
Now they've cleaned up the tooltips a lot, so where it says base damage if it's base damage. If it just says attack damage, it's literally all of it.
Right.
So in theory, like it's just like the Omni Knight Shard, which I'm pretty sure is really bad.
Yeah.
But
I think
same
this
concept.
one is good though, because the difference is the hero actually plays in a way that uses this actively, whereas the Omni Knight Shard kind of forces you into playing in a different way than you want
Alright,
to.
I would like to see it. I definitely miss the old one though.
I feel like the current shard on Omni Knight, the Hammer of Purity, should be ranged. Actually, it should be a ranged ability.
What is he gonna throw? He's holding a hammer.
He could throw it and it comes back to him.
So it's just
Oh
Dawnbreaker.
shit.
You can't converge with it, and it would just look different. Like, I don't know.
That's a terrible idea.
I
I'm
mean,
so
Hoodwink,
glad.
Hoodwink just randomly gets a boomerang with her scepter, right?
Yeah, but
So-
it fits her
Yeah,
theme.
so Omni Knight Shard can be like a spell book.
He
or
probably just throws the
book of-
Bible at them.
Bible. That's
That's
great.
gonna be perfectly
Ki-
fine.
Mhm.
I'm sure.
Di-
nobody
Oi.
can have a
Di
problem.
friendlist
of
gua ada
Purity.
yang nawarin money game,
Yes, very good.
tapi pakai
Ya.
If Slack is on
kedoknya
here, be able to come up with
pakai
good
kedoknya
suggestions.
ini
If
I'm
Slacks
sure
was
there's
on
farming
here, he would save
crypto.
the stream.
Eh,
Alright.
That's true.
trading
Dragon Knight
robot
2-0
pakai
for
kripto.
JJ.
Wow.
100% win rate.
How do you not
What
play
the
more games
fuck?
with
Terus
Dragon?
kan gue bilang kan,
Because he doesn't play
itu
games
gua
in general.
gua ada
Play
pakai bot
as
yang
a
asli,
dragon.
cara kerjanya tuh nggak
Loose thing.
begitu. Anjing gua ngomongnya
Alright,
batu-batuan,
click on-
batu
go back
banget
to
anjing
Tide.
orangnya
I
udah
wanna
kayak
talk
kena
about Tide.
brainwash gitu.
Yep.
anjing.
So Tide
Gua
Hunter-
ajakin taruhan aja kan kalau
Again,
misalnya
I know I
dalam
like
6
talking about
bulan
stuff that
itu
never happens
itu
in the game, but the 25
itu
countless
apa?
change syndrome.
Yep.
Itu website masih ada ya kan,
Used to be
masih
250
dapet
damage,
cuan lu nggak
so you
nggak
could go
kabur,
carry.
gua kasih lu, gua
We
peceng
saw some
anjing,
pro
nggak usah
games
gua
where they
masuk,
went mid, right? And you
ambil
just
aja duit gua,
buy
gua
like
peceng.
Desolator and all this.
Trigger banget gua orang kayak gitu ngentot.
Because getting 25 as a core is not that unreached. Like in a lot of games, it's actually gonna happen.
Dia terus
Um,
kayak nggak mau
Which I
ngakuin
think
itu
you
money
might
game
not be a
gitu
fan,
loh.
But I love it personally.
Ah iya
Padahal
iya
itu
iya.
money
Now
game
it's
gitu.
the 50%
Kayak gua tahu
chance
gimana
for
cara
anchor
botnya
smash to
kerja.
go up.
Dia nggak
I'm
register
really-
API, nggak
really
apa-apa. Ya
excited
udah lu
about it because it
ibarat
reminds
kata
me of the
lu taruh
original
duit,
Hunter.
dia tuker duit kan.
But
Alih-alihnya kayak
Aha.
oh
Here
buat
from
lu
production.
berhasil trading nih, ini.
what?
We're going to a
Cibai.
break.
Okay, we're gonna go to a break, everybody.
We're hopefully only
Apparently,
Udah pernah
temporarily
kena
fired.
itu, Bang.
production cannot stand our faces any longer, and hopefully we'll be back at some point.
Like, you're talking about nothing.
Iya.
Tapi ini
Apa
BTC
trading
naiknya
MLM. Banyak
gila banget ya.
Bang. Iya. Emang udah wajar sih segitu. Going to 100k, let's go. Let's go 100k. Waiting. Lu lihat BTC naik kaget, lu lihat Shiba naik jantungan lu kayaknya mati lu.
Oh, Shiba sih.
Drop dead lu langsung.
Itu om gua ada megang banyak tuh Shiba tuh. Dia beli pas harga berapa gitu.
Kaget lu. Tuh jatuh lu dari kursiannya. Iya. Kalau botnya BNB pakai futures kan? Enggak, gua nggak main Shiba ini. Fuck, gua belum lihat Shiba sih. Gue pas dikit banget juga udah tertarik tuh mau beli Shiba kan. Gue belinya shitcoin lain anjing, bangsat. Enak Shiba. Sedih gua. Tidak boleh tajir nih gini. Udah nih. Hah? Belum main juga.
Belum, kayak ini aja masih watching turnamen game anjing.
Kok watching a turnamen game?
Nonton replay IG kali deh. Match terakhir IG.
Kenny apa namanya? Kak bukan. Kenny kenapa orangnya begitu sih?
MMR dia
Gasken.
EU sih MMR gede-gede banget anjing.
Iya. Oh my god, Ramzi is back.
Gracia is back.
Usop ngapain di sana?
Ah?
Usop ngapain di sana?
Ya, coach ngebantu-bantu gua
Oh, manajer juga
draft.
katanya.
Iya, sekalian ngurusin juga.
Sama kayak gua ternyata.
Iya.
Lebih suka main apa ini dia? Lebih suka nge-coach?
Kenapa gimana?
Lebih suka main apa lebih suka nge-coach dia?
Main maksudnya
Maksudnya jadi
main soloan
player.
gitu.
Iya, jadi
Oh.
player.
Oh. Kayak nggak coach sih.
Lebih santai ya.
Iya, kayak udah kelihatannya sih kayak udah gak tertarik gitu kalau buat makan.
Iya sih, emang kayak nggak ada pressure gitu.
I fear no vile sorcery.
Iya.
The gears are in motion.
I am the midnight of your soul. Time to shake things up and see
Light
where
of
they
foot,
settle.
light of heart.
With Razor, you get the edge. Hell of hells I come.
I am vengeful spirit.
I come And I command.
With evil
I am war. I am without end.
Phantom assassin.
I am Shadow Shaman.
Sealed in darkness.
Beatty and Mortimer.
Shadows keep me.
1,6 anjing.
Alchemy is the future.
Ntar gua tinggal ke bawah dulu bentar.
Yuk. Ini udahan ya berarti gua. Hah? Maset. Sangat teramat jelas TI anjing. Nonton Rusmanel apa? Iya, ini lama banget statnya. Untung sambil New World gua kan. Nah. Harus kok. Oh.
Entered in the flame.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What? Hah? Dia nge-debuff diri sendiri.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
New World game apaan? New World game MMORPG. / sandbox. What? Why?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Lama juga dia buang waktu di situ.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
School, give it.
Screen change target. Samsir nih bos. Haha. 2% target max health.
Invisibility.
Shadows take us.
Dicuekin aja. Mati berdua ngentot. Oh my god, game public.
fallen.
Dipencet semua. Si Candy. Ya.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Talk too much, Wukong. But nothing to say to me, eh?
Kok kalah tiba-tiba?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kalah pasti mau main
Radiant
carry ini.
structures are fortified.
Carry apa? Offlane ya.
Did not think it was possible.
Woi, masa belum juga? Belum coy, mantap coy.
Dire's
Delay
middle
sampai
tower is
besok.
under attack.
No peace until I satisfy my
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is falling. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The prize is mine.
Dia udah makan moonshot. What the fuck?
finders keepers.
Mau nonton T1 jadi casting gamenya Rusman.
Hail, fellow warrior. Hail, fellow warrior.
Dota katanya Dotanya bukan error, koordinator. Jadi mereka kayak nggak bisa nge-hosting gamenya pakai tiketnya The International. Terus mereka lagi update real time gitu di sana ya. So, begitulah. Cuman bisa bilang selamat menunggu. Ember Show by Rusman.
Dire's bottom tower. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tidak ada yang kena.
Perfect.
Haha, DC-an. Iya. Coba ngantuk buat gua. Fuck. Dah.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Marah siapa nih unpause? Oh. Sedih lagi lah, Womi.
Gila, gue tinggal makannya masih belum. Astaga.
Pokoknya dia lagi nonton game Rusman.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
I underestimated you.
Rusman Womi nih bos. Lihat game Rusman sama Womi.
Koordinator Dota gue aja nggak bisa nonton gue.
Radiant are scanning.
Beli dagon cok ini.
Your song has fallen to the radiant.
Gue sempat lihat bentar sih itu tadi sih. Itu kayak Marsnya animal sih.
Iya, kayaknya iya. Rank 600. Beli dagon anjing. Beli force staff, beli BKB, beli dagon. Mati dong. God. What? Marsnya.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
My last.
Kalah lagi dia. Animal banget Mars yang ngumpet. Coba.
Waduh.
Kenapa nggak di force stop sekalian anjing, malah force stop dia.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
My last.
Apaan sih? Ditos Ramsey.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Bir Dagon nggak di force stop.
Kalau ya.
Gue nonton streaming lu.
GG kayak ini anjing. What the fuck? Ramsey kalau deket fountain jago jing.
Gracia ini bos.
Gracia kalau deket fountain powernya nambah ya.
Is under attack.
Hati bos.
A tool to teach.
Di push berdua kan? Siapa takut Gracia.
Leap to it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, oh,
Radiant's top
oh. Gracia. Oh, oh. Apa?
Radiant's
Kok ajak
top
Kuroki
tower is under
nobar sih?
attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Sumpah, 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 sumpah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Lama banget anjing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Start nih bentar lagi nih.
Tower has fallen.
Jelek banget ngentot. Ya halo guys, masih belum babi. Wah, loading game data sampai besok.
Dire
Tanya Kenny. Ngapain tanya Kenny? Orang gua tahu kenapa. Lagi update dia. Tadi ragat ledger. Oh shit. Oh shit.
This one
Pusing
is
kepala
in
saya
the
kalau begini, bosku.
This one is in the bag, and that one is...
Battle begins.
Clear to me now. Easiest money of my life! Lakad mo to!
Normally.
GG anjing. Apa? Ada apa dengan fisik? Siapa nih? Fuck is this? Timber support anjing.
denied.
Ya meh. GG.
Denied.
You 13 mana boy.
It's all coming together.
Gila ini PSG LGD lane bawahnya anjing. Satu tim memang beda ini. 4-4-nya PSG LGD di bawah. Lane bawah.
courier has been killed.
$40 million turnamen.
Harusnya salah sih mereka, harusnya jalanin aja sih tiketnya. Anjing, tiket nggak tiket, ntar diupdate gitu.
Hei. Hampir 1,5 jam delay.
Siapa itu Tribintang anjing? Ngorek-ngorek luka aja deh. Ini si Singki ini main hero-nya harus aneh-aneh mulu ya, yang main support. Kalau nggak aneh nggak afdol ya.
Itu orang sih mekaniknya sih ngentot. Dewa bacok Singki.
No.
Melihat Matung Bambun aja. Gak ada base-base-nya.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sob. Mana kalau kita main dulu, Sob?
Main Atomic.
Enggak.
Hah?
Enggak.
Main apa nih?
Main dulu satu.
Hah?
Ayo. Segame.
Oh.
Segame. Buru Cok sebelum Tion mulai, Cok. Ayo segame.
Main apaan Dota 1 Jing?
Gua main Pokemon sama Legion 2 lawan 2 anjay.
Gak jelas. Belum anjing, capek gua nunggu.
Ayo crit.
Dire's middle
Ayo,
tower
crit.
is under attack.
Mana, Cok?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
Win,
middle
win.
tower has fallen.
That should help.
Bar. Woi. Buru skip, buru. Sebelum Tion mulai, Cok. Anjay. Low set.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We are back. Oi, spasi oi. Hah? Screen. Iya.
And so you die.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Main apa ini anjing?
Mana Usop?
Usop ada.
Dire's top tower.
Kenapa?
Ya apa, panggil aja.
Mau gue suruh kesini?
Coy.
Dih. Ngentot amat sih ini orang langsung dapat gibel anjing. Woi. Woi. Asu amat sih. Woi gibel.
Attack.
Anjing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Astaga.
Dire's
Gua nggak ada
top
fisik
tower
lagi
has
anjing.
fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under
Oi.
attack.
Bot.
Dire are scanning.
Diem anjing. Shut up, bitch. Oi, tolong, anjing. Oh my god. Oi, sibal. Jadi remake kak? Oi. Jadi remake gak sih? Hah? Katanya mau remake. Oh my god, anjing, go next. Oi. Agak. Gua gak ada fisik, cok.
Apanya yang seperti Agi? Lu lagi main apa, Ki? Pokemon.
Iya. Oi. Ah! Anjing. Woi, jangan serang yang itu dulu.
Na 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 na.
Udah tuh. Ya,
Udah.
udah.
It's under attack.
Udah mulai. Ya, nonton
Ya.
nonton lu gua. Udah mulai.
Tiny is going to be first banned, so I forget what our predictions were for most banned.
I picked.
Live gak sih itu daripada yang ininya?
Apaan?
Di live ya? Oh.
T1's turn to pick.
Tiny MK. Hilang. Sisa apa nih? Sisa Weaver.
Iyo.
Invictus Gaming's turn to...
Oke. Ah, ini spoiler nih.
Nonton di mana in game?
Iyalah.
Ah.
Has been looking really good lately, and T1 with the first.
Oh, enggak juga ya. Lu
Ayo.
nonton di mana Twitch?
Invictus Gaming's
Twitch.
turn to pick.
Iya, Twitch lebih cepat.
Cuma lebih cepet beberapa detik doang sih. Nggak nyampe 10 detik.
Yo apa dia Yogiro? Optionnya yang hero nggak punya armor. Antara Yogiro atau ke Yo STR.
Giro. Anjay.
Apa? Giro?
There is a gyrocopter first match. Anjay.
Hero-nya Kiki kira-kira.
Most pick hero gua, gyro aja.
Most pick most band bukan?
Enggak, most band gua isi Weaver.
Rasor. Setup morph atas bagus sih itu. Dusa.
Really want with. That would be very cool.
Definitely, I think this opening is flexible in this because gyro can be played 5, technically be played mid if you do want to do that, and with IO having this potential new role, at least a different core position, both of these heroes could play in lanes. Very, very flexible. So here's the Venge ban. This is a hero I think we're going to be seeing a lot of bans in the second phase. Maybe it will creep up in priority to first phase later down the line.
Yeah, Tiny.
Bro.
Really old patches. We talked about this years ago at EAC. The witch doctors of the world, the wyverns, the liches. None of those are really considered like hard counters per se against like relocate. Is there something that you don't want to see?
Solid pick, eh?
I
Like
think
anti-heal maybe.
Anti-heal is annoying. And they're exceptionally mobile.
Solid pick, IG.
Ini game EG Aster gak ada yang ban Tini nih. Di first pick sama EG anjing.
Mungkin mau di counter kali.
Sisanya sih nge-ban Tini semua anjing.
It's a trap,
If not,
Ki, in a
you
way.
have some sort of scouting tool
It's a
that can
trap.
catch IO off guard and just get the kill quickly. Bursting IO is extremely impactful because it's not just that the hero gets killed, but you deny all the healing that would go on your primary target that you just can't go for because IO is there, right? So we're going to see Lina grabbed here by IG. Not too common that we have Lion and Lina in the same team. Part of their kits are similar. Obviously, Laguna Blade and Finger of Death, very hard single target damage. Maybe playing against the IO logic here, you burst it.
Are you assuming this is going to be a mid, like emo?
Fuck this good.
Yeah, probably. I don't think they're going to play Ollie on Lion. They could play 5 Lion, 4 Lina, and 3 ET, but I feel like that's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
And most likely the first 2 heroes we see here from IG are the supports. Elder Titan will more than likely be grabbed by Ollie. I think it's a strong 5.
Oi,
Digging
masih
the
ada
clockwork,
Beast, masih ada
good
Lycan,
setup
ding.
for relocate ganks. He's very good here against the Elder Titan. Hero that wants to stay in the back lines and throw out his spells. You can combo break him really easily with hookshot, and he has no real way of combating you in the cogs. So, he's solid.
Beast,
Also,
Lycan.
Lina, another hero that doesn't want to be close.
Most likely Carl DK here.
Yeah, probably.
Feels like kind of a boring hero.
I think after the nerfs to Dragon Knight, I want to say this is a relatively Lina favored matchup. Could also be offlane DK, of course.
That's
for
true.
Cuckoo, it's not out of the question. They obviously IG with their homework done here will be banning Doom.
They did play a lot of positions, but that was so long ago.
And it was a lot better.
Yeah, it's
Morphling.
I think the nerfs to Dragon's
Another
Blood
gyro
hurt more in
counter.
the off because you get the levels slower, so the amount of
Atas
time
itu
that you
Leon
need to
ET
suffer
itu
through the
udah
nerfs
perfect
just-
Leon
And there's the next
apa?
remodel in the
Atas
game.
Leon Elder Titan IJ-nya udah kayak
Sure, this is
perfect
going to win
morphling
the
setup
Arcana
gitu.
vote
Ding.
if there's one this year.
I doubt it. I don't
Yeah,
think
I doubt it
Kayak
as well.
apa? ET-nya di Land Morphling, Leonnya nge-counter yang
Alright, so
nge-counter
how are the
morphling
combos
di pick
here?
kan. Udah kayak
You
perfect setup
can-
gitu.
Turn into Gyro.
Yep, that's always good with the flat cannon.
Yeah.
Is there any reason with the current lineup to
Kok feeling
No, not really. I think
si
Morph just wants to turn into
T1
Gyro all game and maybe buy E-Blade so he can set up for this insane
mau
magic
bilang
burst
AM
with Lina
cuman
Lion and
ET-nya
Elder Titan Aura.
Lawan Lina aja
And it's also a hero
boncos
that can
anjing.
burst Dragon Knight.
AM.
Dragon Knight's deceptively weak
Nggak
against
bisa
magic
di-twist
damage
lagi,
unless he
kayak
itemizes
susah.
for it. But at the moment you force Dragon Knight to itemize for that, you're already slowing down his power curve, right? Like Dragon Knights
Masih
love to
oke
go
sih.
Tread's Dagger
Giro
with Soul Ring.
Giro EU.
If you have to make a pit
Yang
stop for a
problem
hood,
itu Lina,
that means
Lina
there's another
ET
like 3 or
Leonnya.
4 minutes in the game if Dragon Knight's
Yeah,
farming
yeah.
that he's not finding moves, pressuring
Gua-
towers in the same way that he
Bukan
could
last
from
pick
a
hero mid
Blink
ya
Dagger
dia
pick
T1.
off into the push.
Iya.
So I actually think this Morphling pick is really, really strong
Kalau
here
menurut gua
for that reason. Also
belum kelihatan
because
sih.
T1 genuinely have
Masih
no
50-50.
burst. That's what kills Morphling is burst. It's not consistent damage over time. Whereas
and they took all the burst themselves at this point, right?
a little bit worried for T1's ability to deal with this hero. I think their last pick needs to solve Morphling.
So it probably needs to be a mid then. Certainly a
Okay.
Yeah. I guess offlane DK should be okay against Elder Titan, right? Because what that hero does is he gathers all the damage with Astral Spirit and then runs at the carry. And then you just Dragon Tail him and set. Go again, I guess.
And then the armor
Should be
aspect,
okay.
it's plus armor.
Yeah. Yes, that's also good against.
Belum kelihatan.
So what's a mid for one that would
Sampai sekarang sih gue lebih milih atas.
like a void spirit type perhaps? It's not
Depends
sih.
sama
Is it
last
more
picknya
than
sih.
Iya, depends on last pick. Kalau misalnya atasnya tadi bis gitu, bis parah sih anjing.
Yeah.
Cuman dia di ban lah ya, ban sendiri bisnya.
I think Pugna could be a thing.
Alliance udah main
Oh
tuh.
man, I would
It has a lot of spell burst
Morphling a
against
Shaker.
Morph. It has the ward against Lina Lion ET. They,
Oh iya, masa
especially Lina
ES ini
Lion
anjing.
really have high mana.
This is it, Morphling ES.
It gives you the ability to push
bisa
towers
IS
together with
offlane.
Dragon Knight. It's kind of hard commitment, but I honestly would like to
Di
see
Europe katanya
T1
lagi meta tuh. ES offlane.
not try to play a long game here, because I think if you go late, you're playing into ET Morph with these heroes. It's tough, I think. Gyro will lose his armor when he gets farmed. He's just going to get blown apart.
Gyro emang
probably.
udah ada armor.
So a timing mid-game focused lineup with the IO, I think would be really strong. Get the mech and or lock it, and then you have heroes that push. Looks like IG are anticipating Dragon Knight mid though. They're banning Darkseer, which is almost exclusively played in the offlane. Good pairing with Clockwork, so it does make sense, but I don't really think that's where T1 were going with this. Even though the wall is also decent.
Udah Hunter.
Gonna go Night Stalker. Alright.
Fuck.
Instant counterpick.
Oh shit, kayaknya menang atas sih. Menang IG kayaknya. Kalau dari draft.
So,
Draftnya sih
Draftnya
T1's still
menang
low on
IG
that
kayaknya.
burst, right? Night Stalker gives them a silence, which is
Fuck,
nice against
jelek
Morphling.
banget,
If you
anjing.
get the
Kenapa bisa
dagger, then you can
NS
catch
sih,
him
kan?
before he gets off attribute shift, and maybe you can find a kill that way. It is going to be played by Cuckoo, so Carl will be going mid on the Dragon Knight, which gives you a... I still think a kind of rough matchup. I'm curious to see how it actually plays out. This last pick tied. I like
Kalau
it.
bawah,
I like
kalau
what
T1 menang
IG's
berarti
bringing
mereka
here
jago banget,
for the
Jing.
first game. It looks very stable.
Sumpah,
T1 needs to
sumpah.
play a little bit more explosive
Kayak-
in the game. Use the relocate and
Pokoknya
Night
anjing kalau
Stalker,
misalnya
find hook
si
shots.
T1
I love White
main
Mom's clockwork.
udah
I've got to say.
harus kayak
I
perangnya kayak
really like
gimana
to
menangnya
see
gitu.
when 5 position clockworks
Yeah,
understand
Hands down-nya
that
kayak lu udah
flying
pasti
is a
milih
part of the
atas kalau
game
perang
plan.
they're used to that
head to
one.
head.
That
That
is
Hunter
seriously
Mereka
what
harus
Clockwork
lari
Five
terus
does.
aja.
He goes in, he sets up the fight,
Sampai
and
kayak
if you
Gironya
die
bener-bener bisa
tanking key spells, that
itu
is the
aja.
best you can have.
Oh my god, never mind. Nanti ujung-ujungnya
So,
Gironya
I
bakal
really like how
lawan dua tuh.
self-sacrificial he's playing this hero when he
Bakal
plays
lawan
it.
Lina
Lina
sama
And I think in
Lina
this
Morphling.
game, you look at the IG lineup, somebody's gonna.
Udah lawan 2,
There
Morphling
is so much
counter lagi kan
interest.
anjing.
Iya.
That you kind of need
Terus
to
habis itu
combo break and
DK
split up the
sama
fight.
DK
Clockwork here,
DK
so your
NS
other
gitu
heroes
ke
have a
counter sama
little bit
satu
more
tight nanti.
thrive. So
Nabrak
exciting stuff.
support,
I like
nabrak
both drafts,
support,
but I
nabrak
gotta
Leon.
favor IG
Five
slightly
hits.
at least. Ability
Right
here.
there.
I mean, it feels like
Lemas anjing.
Yeah.
IO can take.
Dia main IO4, Clockwork 5.
Iya. Kecuali yang tidak bisa kita lihat di mata-mata orang biasa.
Or I think Blink Daggers, right? Dagger and Dragon Knight, and it's Dagger and Night Stalker, because those are the two things that enable them to relocate. Except Hookshot, but Hookshot doesn't kill Morph. So
Gila.
starts attribute shift, you relocate isn't kill
3
Morph.
game ada Morphling, Cok.
Iya, Morphling.
Aster main Morphling, Aster EG, terus ini
Daggers
Alliance
come into
OG,
play.
Alliance main Morphling.
Then I'm afraid what the lanes are going to be.
Total
So obviously the
number
IO gyro
smoke
safely,
gang
and then
kill
offlane with
by
Clockwork
10
Night Stalker,
menit.
or sorry, not it'd be Clockwork.
0.
It would probably be Clockwork Gyro
Blink
actually
Dagger
in the safe lane.
Durkes.
Satu lah.
And then IO Night Stalker offlane and Dragon Knight mid.
Ini main sama-sama
And for
farming
IG, we're
ya.
probably looking at a mid Lina, ET5 together with Morphling, and then Lion Tide offlane.
Dua.
For now, with how the heroes are moving, it might just be
Dua apa tiga ya?
default
Tiga
setup.
kayaknya.
Dekat Tide
for
Leon,
both teams.
2 apa 3? Kayaknya
Dekat
gue
Leon.
3-4 sih.
If you're just
Yeah.
joining us, welcome
Total
to
Magic or pure
game
damage,
1 of this
not
2-game
to-
series.
Not to
IG.
hero.
Group stage. We are
Kita
finally here for
first barat
TI-10s, and they're
distraction,
very, very excited. And
30-40.
IG is posturing. But now,
30-40
ever since they
kayaknya.
made this change to the game,
Bakalan
where
sama-sama farming ya.
0 seconds has actually amazing. It's one of the
Nah, gua
30
nonton
seconds to
player
I don't know if
review.
it's overlooked
Nomor.
per se, but
Anjing
it's been one of
bacot
the
ini ngentot. Viewernya bacot anjing.
dog.
Gua
Underappreciated.
acaranya ini.
Not exactly.
Underdog
It's
change.
an underdog change.
This was
Player
a
review.
change that nobody thought would win.
That's right.
Yeah.
One. It's captured the hearts of millions of people.
I agree. I think it's nice. It makes things spicier and more interesting to start. Cuckoo
Cara nge-mute
is
Itu
Who's
gimana
backstabbing
sih?
here? He's gonna find emo.
Ini apa?
Oh, ini.
Astral Spirit
the
is
battle begins.
well as Ollie and
Spectator
company
chat.
by the rune. Yeah, they're gonna have to back up now with that battery. So very,
Nice.
very
First
scary.
blood.
here.
Cok ini,
LS8
Cok.
not
Mati nih
able to
Ollie.
connect.
Mati
Nice spacing there for
dong, masa nggak
T1.
mati? Ada
Homing
rocket,
missile is gonna
bos.
connect. This could be first blood going the way.
Anjay.
One start for them.
gonna go to Zephyr. Ollie used a Fairy Fire, and therefore the last hit didn't go on Cuckoo. I don't know if that was the point, or if he was hoping to survive there, but either way, gonna get that burst of gold onto the IO. He's gonna use this to buy a Magic Stick and a Healing Salve going to this bottom lane. Magic Stick, pretty nice here. It's not amazing by any means, but you know, at least Elder Titan will be throwing out these Astral Spirits pretty consistently, so you get those stick charges, and eventually Morphling maybe skilling Adaptive Strike. Ollie just tried to trade aggressively here.
Kok lari sih?
And
What the fuck?
very curious about the mid. Goes.
Yeah, we got DK versus Lina, the classic matchup where Lina should win. Right? I mean, how much was nerfed in the passive?
So it went from 4, 8, 12, 16 region to 3, 6, 9, 12.
Yeah.
So it's just worse on every level by 1. Or, well, by 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
And what Dragon Knights would usually do in the mid lane was that they would go either 1, 0, 2 or 0, 1, 2. So they would get the Dragon Blood up to the 8 region really fast. And having that 2-less region matters a lot when you're playing in the lane against a high hero. First Blood, pretty straightforward.
Clockwork is one of those heroes, especially at level. So scary.
He is very good at level 1 fights that are not a cluster. Where if you catch one hero off guard, it's like it's the highest damage spell in the game on level 1. So you get the full value out of varizh ult, very strong.
Carl mid, just a little bit behind the CS, which is expected here. DK mid in this meta, right? Well, I guess we don't even know based on what we know so far. A hero that can really just go flash jungle, right? Like Lina will push the wave, go to the jungle, get a bunch of XP and gold that way. So you have to expect to get off to a better start, to a decent.
So far, it's a tie.
It is 2 minutes in the game. I'm talking about like 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah, I do think eventually Lina will overpower her, but what you're seeing Carl do here is that he's going to stun level 1, and he's just going to stun the Lina to get CS. Basically, he's ensuring creeps in whatever way possible. You're seeing that the harassment is starting to mount here. He's just constantly, relentlessly just hitting him. Like, Dragon Knight can't do anything about this except, you know, playing defensively with his Dragon Blood. But again, with that being nerfed, I think we're already looking at a healing salve being sent up. No, Ring of Protection.
Gimana cara matiinnya?
The water rune.
Nggak tahu sih gua.
Ntar kena copyright lagi gua. Setahu gua kalau misalnya copyright itu bukan gara-gara gua kalau misalnya gua nggak ada muka gitu. Jadi gua kayak cuman restream doang. Nah, itu baru kena copyright tuh kayaknya. Kayaknya ya. Kayaknya ya.
Here he's 17 and 2
Tapi
against the
daripada
Knights of
copyright.
9 and 1. And the top lane Tidehunter as well.
Tiba-tiba ada copyright
4. So IG just off to a better start in all 3 lanes.
Yeah, you were talking about how important it is for T1 to get off to the better because they're
not necessarily better, but they need to hit timings, I think, on daggers.
Okay, so basically that dagger timing kicks in.
I think
high gear.
I think
like
so,
if this were to go late game, would you, regardless of how the game is?
I really like the Radiant lineup. Powerful. Elder Titan is always one of these late game X Factor heroes.
Beating the crap out of Cuckoo there. Perfectly normal damage.
Perfectly normal damage.
He's a beast in lane. Stacks coming out here from Kaka in the triangle. I think he's only going to get the big camp here. Not able to get both that and the Ancients. Don't even know if he wants to stack Ancients here, actually.
How much impact has the nerfs to stacks made? Based on what you've still
Some, but I think primarily the heroes that were really quick ramp up heroes, like Sven, TA, probably the ones that got hit the hardest. But
who continue to get chased here by Ollie, who's taking just chip damage. It is just an IO attacking him. Feels like those attacks should heal, honestly.
Jelek
look. The Wisp after all.
Bagus roket 2.
Still.
Maksudnya skill satunya 2 si Savage.
Damage on the 23 Savage in the meantime, like you talked about, 15-5 and if you compare to the position 1 IG. Yeah, that is a big.
I think what you're going to be looking at for T1 here is you probably know that the lanes aren't going particularly well when you just think about standard CS on these heroes at this minute mark. So bottom lane, bit of a trade-off. Ollie will be fine though. They're bullying Fly here, which is really important. If you're laning against Swampling and you can somehow lay into him, he has the Morbid Mask and obviously wants to go and hit creeps, but all the time they push him back like this. They're just controlling the flow of the farm. That's nice. But yeah, what I was going to say is I think T1 is aware of the situation that they're in. They're going to take some time to...
Emang hero-nya kalah, cuman kayak mereka masih bisa imbangin itu sih.
They're going to try to get to their daggers, pretty sure. This first nighttime is unlikely to really bear a lot of fruit for Cuckoo. He's going to have a better time laning at least. He will get more farm now that he is here, but The kill potential, I think, isn't really there just yet. Very reliant on relocate or the Dragon Knight to show up.
Yeah, nice stun there, and that's going to set up... well, actually, Zephyr is in the bottom room. Which
Kok gua nggak bisa
I have to take
stop
it
ini
himself.
sih?
You've been burned.
Nobody in mid gets the rune. Bounties are available at each respective spot, so... Is this, you're talking about E-Blade? This is E-Blade?
Sí. Pero esto es como que, o sea, hay equipos, a ver, tú dime, hay equipos que pelean mucho por las runas del minuto 6 y otros equipos que no, prefieren ignorarlas. ¿A esto qué se debe?
Eso depende de qué héroe puede sacar provecho de estas runas, así que...
La Lina, por ejemplo,
You're playing against Tidehunter with Ring of Health as well as another.
Air spike with the Laguna Blade coming out from Emo into the Hex as well. He's so tanky. Carl pops his ult and he dies instantly. But the TPs from Whitemon are here. Nice block from Kaka. Looks like it's going to save Emo's life as a result. That's a Dragon Knight ult down and the instant death.
And the TP. So this means that space is now freed up even more top for JT, who I think in this matchup, Tide actually... If you imagine this lane being one-on-one, I think it's just flat out Tide favored, right? Like you just run at the gyro, you anchor smash him and just hit him. And 23 Savage might just end up leaving the lane now that...
Hard game. Iya, ini gue lagi kameranya ke broadcaster.
At this point, probably evacuate. Go jungle.
Often in your playing experience, pause the game. Just to untilt somebody.
Never.
Never. I mean, people must do that.
It's also not allowed at TI.
It's not allowed anywhere, but it's hard to prove as well. That's what I'm saying. It's just
yeah, we don't have tactical pauses. At TI, it's strictly technical pauses. So when games are paused, you give a reason. And if it's like extended beyond whatever, especially at the main event when we're in the thing, it's yeah, it's very structured how pauses get to be used. Or Emo.
Emo is top of the charts right now. Making himself an incredible game. Shouldn't be too surprising. I mean, we didn't get to see a ton of IG in the last major, but first one obviously they did quite well, right?
Masih oke lah.
Iya, yang harusnya kiri emang menang, dia kayak
can take a voice to the face, but get the attribute shift off.
It's still good to see from T1 that they are pressuring where they can here. Like, they keep running at this morph lane. It might feel pointless when you look at the morph just go down to 1 HP and then morphing back up again with the attribute shift, but the alternative is if you don't do this, he's just farming, right? So yeah, you're not killing him, but you're doing economic damage at least to his game. And where else could you really do that? That's kind of the tricky part, right? Tai is a difficult kill. Belina has won her lane and she's kind of half playing jungle, and your lineup, it doesn't really gank very well until you have daggers, right? Dragon Knight can't really get on top of people. Clockwork's level 5, and Night Stalker is... He could potentially try a dive mid or something like that, but that's what you're looking at. It's not,
One
not
level
your obvious
sih.
smoke ganking supports you've got your hands on.
Gede banget.
Although it's not good news that Cuckoo is the top net worth
gara-gara
of
nge-stack
T1,
tadi ngambil bareng ya.
but at the same time, if he gets
Iya
some
udah
good
gitu
impact-
dapat level juga di mid.
aja ya.
Actually, do you think it's this nighttime that he has to have the big impact, or?
The one at 15 to 20, I think so. I would hope for T1 they have at least one dagger then. It looks like it's not going to be Cuckoo. He's going for Echo Saber first, which is a very common Night Stalker build right now. Echo Saber into dagger, and then you can split the Echo Saber into BKB if you need it. Dragon Knight sitting on a Tumbler's Toy. Will give him a little bit of gap close. Actually, he could find stuns with that. It's at least a little bit of a pseudo
support di rune.
but not hovering an item right now.
The battle for the 10-minute runes. Again, it's a double damage this time. LSA. Okay, looks like they're going to get the Laguna Blade off onto Whitemon, but the heals from Zephyr come through. Being a wasted ult. But DD was taken by...
Mau ke atas,
actually denied. Yep, so. Savage in the meantime getting chased by JT with the home connect. Call down as well, trying to create as much space as possible. Only one proc connect. There's the hook shot. Whitemon is level 6 now. Inside the cogs with a big Ravage. Expecting enough to at least get a kill from someone before he makes his way to the grave, but negative.
The power.
He will die and Ravage is on.
Very important for Whitemon to show up there.
Kamera
The next
Whitemon udah
anchor
langsung
smash is
ke
a
atas
kill
tuh
on
anjing.
Savage, and he would have gone for that. He would have just ravaged and
Udah diinin.
put him in the trees. So they rotate up support here to protect, and yeah, the Ravage is used. At the very least, the silver lining there for JT is that he got that 3-man rotation while the...
Gak ada smoke kan, Ran? Menit 10.
Clockwork as well as IO are in the top
Dia
half.
masih sama-sama farming anjing.
IG seem relatively
T1.
confident with
Awalnya
doing
tim
this,
Cina nih.
knowing that there's no
iya,
hook
ada.
shot to catch their Lina.
Dibeli.
Sih, ngeliatin T1 sih udah kayak ngeliatin tim Cina main anjing.
Iya. Tim Cina emang paling aman ya mainnya ya.
Iya.
Nggak pakai cang-cincong, nggak banyak macem.
Sama tirai kuku.
A little bit in the tank for these kills. It was the same with the Laguna Blade earlier, but you will cross that threshold eventually, especially if Morphling goes for Ethereal Blade. Is queuing up Manta for now, or at least the Yasha. There's two ways of looking at this. The one is all of the upsides we talked about with E-Blade. The other one is, well, you're against Gyro, so if you have a sick right-click build with Black Cannon, that is a lot of spread damage, and you already have a lot of single target damage through your mid and your core. So maybe you want to cover your bases.
Gila,
that way.
difusal nih
Both
Savage.
ideologies are fine in different ways. It's about what like play style you're aiming for in order to win the game. I can't say one is just objectively better than the other. Really depends on the flow and how the players feel in the game as well. Dota is a very complex.
Is it?
Yeah. It's hard to solve, so to speak. You can play what you feel like is the perfect game,
Gila,
and then you
spellnya
look through the
dipenuhin
replay
semua
and
cok sama
find
dia.
10 mistakes.
Ngambil
that you
100.
play a game where you felt like you were terrible, and then you look through and you're like, okay,
Gara-gara
there's actually just so many factors.
ada IO
that
gitu. Biar farmnya bisa pakai skill 1, makanya
You
diambil.
can be as hard on yourself as you want, right? But there's a lot of things that can just happen that you, when you look at it, couldn't really good. Right.
Atau berasa kurang
That's the
damage
beauty of the
kayaknya.
game. You know, going to be pushing this tier 2
Mungkin
tower.
sih.
Looks like it's going to fall one way or the other. Nice!
Oh, kurang damage biasanya kayak gitu.
Credit for that.
So that's 2 towers for IG. All of their own
Beli
towers are
Falcon
still
juga
very
anjing.
safe, and this is the makings of a very mid-game favored situation for them, because
Udah difu ya.
now that they've pushed out this top and mid
Iya.
tower, they get to start making aggressive smoke movements into the enemy jungle, either in order to kill or in order to ward. They're actually going to see the smoke right away. Didn't waste any time on that. With these towers down, they're going to smoke 3-man behind Emo, maybe rotating to bottom, which would be a very unexpected play. And they don't want to go on Whitemon anyway. They don't want to waste their smoke on a position 5, so maybe this one just ends up being used to place a ward. Kaka doesn't have one, though. It's only on Ollie. Kaka is leading here. They see Cuckoo. They see him, they ping him.
Pretty good kill.
Smoke breaks.
White farm. A little bit too long of a duration there.
Wait, actually, it didn't run out. It didn't go too close.
I thought it. Oh, it was Clockwork with his.
Oh, Clock came close enough. Okay, so he broke line, and they just called off the play.
There's the blink dagger you were talking about. Initiation after.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is that enough to start fights, or does Gyro need a little bit? Because he went like obviously the diffusal's good, but
Dragon Knight Blink Dagger is always enough to start fights. It's about finding the right opportunities where you don't get counterplayed too hard, right? You're still, even with the dagger, you're playing against Eldritch Stomp, you're playing against Ravage, which is really scary. And speaking of dagger, JT is only 400 away from his on the Tide, which makes very easy
nothing happens.
counter-initiate on relocates.
15 menit 1-2 sekarang.
So yes, the plays are available, but you need to be very selective.
Sangat tegang sekali gamenya.
It's very uncommon. Yes, it's specifically. I'm sorry for talking about the game that we're actually watching here.
In Dota, yes.
Again, absolutely.
Blink Dagger now online for JT. It's being delivered, so
tough.
Ends up being like only 1.5 difference.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And it's not only that, but Tide has also got a hood, right? He's just ahead of DK.
Yeah.
And that was the thing we talked about. Dragon Knight doesn't really want to do that
masih
stuff for the
di
hood,
bawah,
so he didn't.
gara-gara gak bisa
But
diapa-apain.
Tide doesn't mind at all. Kind of game, especially with the start he's had. So, yeah, the smokes haven't really borne any fruit
Bener-bener
for either
I don't
team.
care anjing berdiri di bawah 16 menit.
Shot a well, even, I believe. Their smoke.
pertama
Maybe actually this one between the mid tier 1 and tier 2 tower for T1 I do think was off the back of a smoke. It's very hard to get this one in
Dia
without
kayak gitu
that.
mainnya selama
But
bisa ditahan.
they don't seem to be able to convert this ward into a mid move,
Tapi
which is what they want.
hitungannya bagus sih soalnya nggak ngasih lahan ke musuh.
Top though.
Support for now. Emo gets off the stun in the meantime. Looks like it might be a trade of
Wah,
support.
dapat Hes anjing. Ada Hes hoki amat.
The relocate from Zephyr coming in as well. Find anything on top of that. Dead Kaka for now.
It's something. In the meantime, Carl is pushing bottom. This is a really good play from T1. You want to make sure this Dragon Knight ulti gets some use this game. It's taken very long for them to activate. I think they would rather be pushing the mid-tier one with the ward they placed and then turn it into a fight with their dagger. But at the very least, they find a pick and they use it to push a structure. So this is very good for them. Going to open up the map a bit. Looks like Carl will... Oh, he's actually hesitating here, worried that he is getting TP'd on because IG's heroes stopped showing top. But I think he will find his confidence now. Off, yes. Here's a replay.
Shot Emo using the Tumbler's toy. I don't think he was in range to get stuck. Nice usage either way. Has a quick bind, I'm sure. You know, a good hotkey choice. We have to investigate what that is later. Copy that. That's what you do to get better.
Do what Emo does, just type question mark.
Firefly looks like gonna find an easy kill. Nice attempt on the hook shot onto the neutral creeps. First stack, I believe, for Kaka is like that. Yep. Way through Savage now. And Triangle. They get scanned. Back away to Spidey sensing.
So all in all, still a very even game. With once again still slightly favored IG based on map control, but with this open bottom tower now that Carl managed to accomplish, that will help them a lot. Gold is basically at a point that's roughly 0. And worth noting is the value of the network, right? Like, we like talking about the graph and what it means that, you know, this hero is rich and this hero is poor, but it's not always that binary. It's also about like how much is the gold worth. Io's mech is an insane network.
That's a rabbit. That's a Elder Titan ult used as well.
He's
My
dead.
goodness. That is a double dead corpse, I believe. Carl TP's out.
Akhirnya Ravage kedua. 18 minutes in.
And overkill counter again.
You spawn with less HP.
As far as value and net worth, right? Link Dagger is one of these perfect items for like explaining that concept where in the right situation, Blink Dagger is worth a lot of gold, and the wrong situation is worth nothing. Right? If you're taking damage, it's dead gold. It's literally nothing. Io's mech is just, in terms of its
BKB. Wah, time to chance, boys. Lina no BKB.
stun from DK there, maybe.
Get hit by this one. So the sacrificial lamb for IG, but they're honestly that's not that bad.
No, if you're IG, this isn't too bad if you hold mid tier 1.
It did cost them the full charge of DK.
It did.
Okay,
They're gonna glyph mid. The Dark Ascension still has a decent amount of time left on it. They might have to give this tower up, actually. Alright, nice from T1 to grab this and equalize the tower score. I think this could have actually gone even better for them if they had a little more patience. I think if Dragon Knight opens the Lina there, they'd just find this kill, but maybe Kuku felt like he had to go in and Dragon Knight was too far away, or the dagger was on cooldown and they need to... Either way, to end
Do
up
you
getting
think
the
he's
tower.
fast enough to pop BKB if a Dragon Knight who's already ulted links in and there's that little projectile Dragon Tail? Because he was DK ulted already for that smoke.
It's almost inhuman reactions.
Quite inhuman.
If you have no, yeah.
Smoke again, this time for IG, but
Dire are scanning.
I mean, having said all this, like after the laning stage, during the laning stage, T1 kind of lost every lane. 23 Savage has recovered extremely well on top of the chart.
IO Gyro will do that if given the space, and IG did make a good attempt at shutting it down at least a little bit by getting these early towers.
Bentar,
but
overcharge-nya
really,
Iyo
like we talked about, the skirmishes didn't really work out.
nahan lagi ya, jadi spell ampli loh.
It's a big moment. They're not even calling.
Spell,
this
spell
is one of
ampli
the
loh,
biggest weaknesses of
overcharge-nya Iyo.
Night Stalker, right?
Hold it down as daytime
When
or
it's
not a hero.
When it's not night. That is, it's pretty bad, right? So,
Skill tiganya bukan
good read
reduction
from both
lagi
teams, right? Essentially, the trade-off here is the mid-tier 1 for the Aegis. That's what happened.
Jadi spell ampli
They
loh.
knew there was no Ravage, so they made their move. And then IG knows there's no Darkness
Spell
or
ampli,
no
jing itu.
Dark Ascension, so
Holy
they make
fuck,
their
kali.
move. And
Hell
both
Dragon
teams
spell
are
ampli.
successful. Now, what are you going to use this Aegis for? So we did see Fly go for the E-Blade. He did follow through and only get the value Yasha and actually queuing up BKB. His burst now is nasty.
Oh no. Hex 23 Savage right off the bat. Finger of death to follow, and Zephyr trying to go for the save, but it's not to be. Maybe his death as well. So a very nice
Bejo sedikit nih
smoke
kayaknya.
gank after
Si
the
Cypher.
Roche was taken from IG.
Biasa kan nungguin di
Mau-
sini kan.
Yeah, they didn't do.
Posisinya
that much.
salah.
They used like 2/3 of their damage and he still died.
What are your thoughts on Aegis for
susah
Fly instead
juga
of
sih
Emo?
guys ya.
Because you can argue either way, I'm sure.
Selamatinnya. Finger Laguna
Yeah,
anjing
I'm
terus
not
belum
sure why they chose on
morphling.
Morph. I personally like it on the Lina here as well because she's a little bit more susceptible to getting killed. Perhaps the logic is by putting the Aegis on Morph, we can go and hit towers, right? We can push.
Di run at them.
They do want to jump our
Time
Morphling
to
with,
snowball.
Time to snowball
Dragon
kata tim
Stun.
Cina kan.
They can
Power
kill
on
one
top
time, but they
ya
can't
kan.
do it twice.
Hilang semua di
So
sini.
that way maybe we. But
Mari
in
kita
the
lihat
same
bisa
vein though, you could do
split
that with
plus
Lina
apa
too, right? She's not a bad pushing hero once you have a couple.
Gila. Sumel sih 12-0 anjing dibantai-bantai nih Lions.
Shadow Blade. Does she
Pakai apa
actually go for
ini?
Silver Edge here?
Clicks.
Good against DK.
Yeah.
See it. Very popular item right now.
Undying. Boleh juga nih.
VP Anda yang menang siapa?
VP lagi ngelit 6.000 tapi carry-nya Sven VP. Undying carry-nya Jagger.
Oh no. Linen.
Neither. They losing their tower in all of this. So that could have gone way worse.
Oke. Wah, lihat lagi. Sorry guys.
First after safety. Smoke, there's the instant initiation. For sure. Fly now, still with that Aegis, obviously hitting this tier 2 tower. See what T1 wants to do. They have 3 heroes, another smoke. There's the instant initiation from Carl. Damage to actually blow up Fly now. He's going to get his attribute shift up.
Nice catch.
BKB. That is a
Nice
dead
catch.
Cuckoo right off.
Mati Lina heran.
Mati.
Yep, that's true.
Gua nggak lihat lagi. Gua lagi nonton.
That's going to be
We'll have how long on the Aegis then? 30 seconds. So there is a small window to take another massively favored fight with that second life on Morph, and he'll probably have the BKB for that.
Carl, he gets off the stun. We got Io coming in as well. Enough to take out Emo. They have the vision.
Oh,
There's
there
no
you
shot.
go.
That's going to be an easy kill. Very nicely layered there from T1. A little sneaky gank.
And what it can do when it's ahead, all they're going to get for their trouble is the outpost. As IG made the read and got out.
And that was without the Ags on.
Barat di mana nih?
Now that he has that double attack
Yeah, that's
essentially.
definitely going to help a lot.
Gue sih nontonin game. Sama Farhan juga nontonin game.
Jangan lu tiba-tiba ngomong udah ada yang mati terus nonton
can
di
like-
Twitch.
And that way you get value out of your ages. You see 50 seconds left and the Ravage coming up in 25. That's like narrow timing of 20 seconds where you could find the dream fight. She could TP mid as well. They're very close to BKB on Morphling though, so maybe you want to wait for that. I don't know if that's better than an Aegis.
If you're T1, you have to know. Timer, you don't have to write it down technically. They should know that there's this small timing.
Gila, 26 menit 13 kill anjing.
It is.
Someone definitely bounced.
Typical Chinese game.
But mostly on the back of
Kok gua nggak bisa beli barang? Panasan amat nih. Untung bentar lagi di-trigger ditendang kucingnya kayaknya.
Buka.
Yeah, the heroes are on the other
position.
side. Yeah, they were looking at the bottom half with the Night Stalker and Dragon Knight.
Might want to still go though. Whitemon posturing for a hook shot. They would go for the high ground as Kaka's going to get caught by Cuckoo. There's the BKB with the crippling fear. Looks like they'll clean up the line very easily. Now it's a fly potential. Are on the backside. Dragon form as Cuckoo's BKB has now dissipated. There's the E-Blade.
Guys, half 23. Okay, Lina ketutup. Dorong. Okay. Oh no.
There's a save from Seven. Look at the HP regen, but it's not going to be enough to save him. As Emo able to Shadow Blade out to safety. Some way, somehow lives.
Yang kita ini bener lagi ya, ntar Gironya lawan 2 orang nih anjing. Ketot, ntar Gironya masih lawan Lina.
They didn't need much more there, just a tiny little bit. Of course, an issue that they are facing with their lineup is going to see the replay here. Cuckoo has good single target damage on Night Stalker, right? But he...
Ini emang berat sih main Giro game ini anjing kalau hero kayak gitu.
Iya. Varizh pun kalah jing main gitu. Berisik.
I do think they should do what they did again. If they can find Night Stalker an opening on Kaka, it is a super high impact play. Ravage unexpended there, by the way. Noting, I think it was on.
Might have been tail end.
There's smoke to top.
See a 5-man smoke.
Visionnya bagus nih, visionnya bagus.
They have vision here. Carl pops the BKB, gets the stun off. They're going to focus on the Lion again. Looks like they'll be successful. Again.
This is very good for
Echo
T1.
Stomp onto 2 though. LSA is going to connect with the Laguna Blade. They're going to be able to destroy Cuckoo in turn, so it's a 1-for-1.
Okay, it was very good.
It was, but again, the positioning a little bit tentative or hesitant. Carl and backline.
And also just a mistake from Cuckoo, right? You can't get LS8 there, I think. You have the vision advantage. The Lina does not have any specific cast range that helps her out. I got him out of the silver. I think it was more predictable. Maybe this happened. Just got clipped on the edge by a stun he wasn't expecting. But yeah, he's ahead of his team, and nobody was there to save him. There was no IO heals coming in. Just being connected there with Savage. So
ini Satanic yang bisa merubah keadaan semua ini.
Fight, and that just ends the chase. That could have looked interesting, right? Because that's where they had that line advantage. Killing the hero with no buyback. But they nicely set up.
Right now, I'm trying to understand T1's their right way to put this.
Mindset?
They're positioned to win when like the game goes further, because look at Carl's items. I know you can go Silver Edge is going to give you, like right now he has no damage, absolutely nothing, until you get that Silver.
Silver Edge is going to help for sure.
Like right now in these fights, they have one hero doing kind of an issue.
Boom, there he goes.
Scanning.
Yeah, Night Stalker can still perform that function as long as his BKB lasts 8 seconds currently. So I don't think damage is an overwhelming concern right now, but I think somewhere down the line, if Cuckoo and Carl don't start getting some big damage, it will definitely.
There's smoke going. Get the initiation off.
Boom, there he goes.
Reg is officially online. There's the Mindbreaker in his backpack, actually.
Got it.
Extra bit of protection.
Farm the jungle. Wards off as well.
Yeah, didn't find what they were looking for, except just protecting the Roche pit. They know Roshan is spawning soon. They're Radiant. Getting these deeper wards around the Roche pit is really strong in this position. So that if T1 try to contest, you will either break their smoke there, or you will even see them if they're out of smokes. And obviously, the Observer Ward always going to be an important tool, but has even added value against Knights. That hero thrives off vision advantage.
Tim saya sih udah aktif.
Take that away from them.
Across the ocean. Ke triangle. Rata hilang Roshan.
In 40 seconds.
Kena
but
comeback.
they can narrow it down, right? The timer now is approaching the later portion
Cina
of this respawn.
So dari ngelit juga bodo amat anjing, ayo mau farming ayo. Gua sih hero gua lebih nunggu late game katanya anjing.
They have everything, right? They have nice soccer ult, they have hook shot, and
Late game kayaknya tetap kiri sih anjing.
Shard too.
Iya.
Berat sih men.
Actually,
lebih berat main hero kanan tuh ini.
It's kind of cute to get the shard.
Yang kiri itu kayak ibarat kata lu nggak usah jago
but the
gitu
lion one is
mainnya.
also good. The reason the ET one is cool is
kiri,
he's playing with the lineup, so
JT is gonna get a gush off.
BKB kau.
Gets off the hex. There's the ravage onto several heroes. Those 23 Savage pops the BKB and just right-clicking to his heart's content. 2 for 2 as the buyback comes out now from the Tidehunter. JT back to the fight very shortly. He's even on the high ground, be able to finish off Whitemon pretty easily. Now that all this has been expended, we're gonna focus everything onto 23 Savage. He's gonna get destroyed. Cuckoo with very little HP. Looks like he'll get out, but this free Roche for IG.
It's bad news for T1 when you lose a fight where your Gyro has C10 against DD. But look at the damage, right? Like the damage numbers. Gyro did everything. Nobody else even seemingly got anything off. Carl just got blasted. Did 95 damage total. I don't even know how that's possible with Dragon Knight. Maybe he hit a Dragon Tail. Probably what it was, right? And just got annihilated.
Seketika berubah
jadi
fight jelek yang kelihatannya tadi bagus gara-gara
immediately take him out. Morph turns into Gyro, goes for the flat cannon hits, and Cuckoo lucky to survive there as well on that, and will obviously reset out here. Now trying to like poke and prod at Emo, but he's just set and survive. Cuckoo will be the lone survivor flying away. So huge lead now going the way of IG. 9k Aegis.
All right, let's talk about Shard. All right.
They gave the Shard to...
Well, Flyfly has it in his backpack. He's not going to use it.
So, okay, so here's why I think it could be cool in ET here is...
They don't have any crazy shards.
Duration by
right, that's,
first of all,
that's why you could consider it. Obviously, the ET doesn't have the Ag Scepter yet, so you are exposing yourself. But what the Shard does on the ET is that you can choose to replace your Astral Spirit position when you stomp, right? So let's say he finds a stomp onto either Gyro or DK, get on top of them and remove that armor. So Morph can just blast them immediately, right? During a Hex, for example. I think it's cute, but at the same time, maybe the risk reward isn't good enough for it. Because you're also putting yourself in an awkward position, right?
It sounds more like a core.
Yeah, when he has Ag, if he had the Scepter, I think they would give it to him on the spot.
Alright, so, right as usual, to your elders here.
If he had the Ag Scepter, they would have given it. Trust me. Source, trust me.
Alright, if he had 6,000 gold worth of items, in addition to what he has. Plus what...
I have no idea how that makes sense.
Smoke, tiba-tiba 2 core mukul tower gitu.
Tiba-tiba baraknya hilang anjing.
Iya, tiba-tiba baraknya hilang.
With his Aegis, I can't blame T1 for not even attempting. So, the Aegis, plenty of time for IG to just go for another
Fuck,
set.
NSC actually
I
bad
think you just
pick
go
sih,
mid.
bangsat.
I don't even know if you need the creep wave. Maybe they do want to ensure it.
Coba kanan yang punya tight anjing, kayak beda.
Iya, coba dia yang
more than enough to push out the mid wave and go next. So they're gonna take it nice and easy.
Yeah, the anchor smash shard we should mention. I'm gonna do this every catch.
Right.
Kayak Giro Clock IO is like udah bagus gitu.
You get the extra damage on anchor smash and a damage
Atau
and
enggak
does
kayak
damage.
DK-nya kita tukeran DK sama Lina gitu.
Even more pushing potential.
Yeah.
With the lineup that they have, it's not needed, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, I guess that's why Flyfly was hanging on to it for so long. They were like, man, none of our shards feel
Tadi
amazing.
kanan ya, lu tau gak
Which one
kalau
is
misalnya
least
si
bad?
T1-nya
Lina's is really weird. I mean,
misalnya
Lion's is
clock-nya
pretty
I
offlane
think
dia
we should
pick
have given it
SD
to
aja
Lion.
lebih
I
bagus
think the
tuh.
Lion one would have been better than Ty, personally. But just because it gives you
Clock
a
SD
line of
gitu.
protection against some
Iya.
potential
Kayak-
I think the issue with
Clock-nya Core lebih bagus sih kayak di game ini sih.
Night Stalker blinks up.
Terus lumayan si Kuku
Just
main
go
clock
separate for that
anjing.
at least, so you can outlive
Gak usah
that and then maybe
ngapa-ngapain.
mana drain the follow-up
So the
stun.
Void
Clock
is going to do like
SD gitu.
800 damage.
Gue yakin masih
Yeah.
bagus
I mean,
daripada
so far
NS
everything you've said about numbers has been like 100%
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Just
wrong.
ignore the numbers
Literally.
and just listen to what I'm
NS,
trying to
NS.
say, not very eloquently.
Yeah.
Tier 3 down again.
Waveformed into the rocket, a little bit of
Yep.
mistake there, doesn't matter though.
Good effort.
And he's just going to keep pushing. They still have the
They
2
have the
siege creeps
siege as
alive.
well. There's the BKB from Carl on the back line. They're going to be able to take out Ollie right off the bat. Very nicely done. He has to buy back into the game
Lion,
now.
still alive?
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody in the back line as well, but
Okay.
maybe the clockwork for now.
Wait,
So
out.
I think T1 probably back
Guys.
to the high ground they go. Is
Miscom,
relocate
miscom.
to just avoid the homing missiles.
Relo sama BKB. Miscom.
With that BKB dissipating now, IG in prime position to
Lu nonton
take
apa aja nah,
not
Jonan?
only a second racks, but
Iwan.
potentially the game as well.
Lah, bukan udah end Jonan.
Timing there.
Comeback Jonan.
Follow it up.
Rom,
It looks like
pulang,
that's gonna be
Rom,
an
anjing.
easy peasy kill into 23
Udah
He
besok.
does have buyback.
Jadi
Carl gonna get connected.
Dire's middle
Dan Don gue di
Nice
Jakarta.
effort there. Try to go on him. The
Padahal
Ngentot
kita
sakit
nggak
banget PCR.
has to back away
Gak jadi
immediately.
tanding.
Nah.
Damage?
Iya enggak, walaupun gak diteramain gue emang pengen pulang.
Okay.
Bagus lah, rumah lu di Batam berarti.
Sakit banget PCR ngentot di Jakarta kejam banget. Beda banget dia sama Batam diam jadi ngentot.
Didn't go that well for T1, but they did come back.
Tapi itu nggak pulang.
They had good presence.
Anjay, prediction gue yang di in-game bener semua kan?
Iya, gue yang satu kalah. Kayaknya gue tulis 0 anjing. Harusnya 0 anjing, gue tulis 1.
Gimana deh be? Pakaian lu deh be?
Habis duit gue cok, main pulang gue.
Kalau nggak habis nggak pulang.
Kalau nggak habis nggak pulang gue.
Gue pengen pulang.
Nice lu.
Bangsat gue ngekirin 3 keluarga cok, nggak kudit gue anjing.
3 keluarga.
Ntar OG serem banget cok. Enggak.
King is back.
Udah kelar semua game-nya.
Udah.
Yuka jing Jakarta enak banget hidupnya ngentot.
Kenapa?
Surga dunia dia anjing Jakarta.
Kenapa emang?
Apa?
Enaknya kenapa?
Banyak dah pokoknya. Kenapa ya?
Kenapa?
Iya. Dia kemarin tidur bareng ini jing bareng.
Sebut merek dong.
Apa?
Sebut merek dong.
Tagungan.
Jangan Rom, gue matiin stream dulu Rom. Jangan Rom.
Oh lu anjing.
Jangan Rom. Sabar gue matiin dulu. Bye guys, terima kasih. See you later. Saya mau gosip dulu.